Yes, look at Dan being on it. First one here. Making sure that things are going the way it's supposed to be going.
Okay, so they can hear us now?
I always do live
Audio
chat,
check.
pop out, and then I do live chat again because, you know. There we go.
Audio sounds good.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Yeah, it's currently saved at +3, so I got to change it to -6. Suppose I should go back in and try and save the settings to be more like what I want.
Thank you.
And, well...
We're live?
We're live. We're live. It's live.
Is this real life?
I think this is just a fantasy.
Anyways, we're here.
Hi, we're here. Hello. Thank you very much, Dan Does Junk, as always, for being here and being our moderator and helping us do a quick mic check before I even switch over to being live. You know what's really sad is I always forget to go back and cut off the dead space in the beginning of these videos. I just leave them in there. So all you fantastic people in the future who come back to watch this later, can just fast forward to get past the opening slate. I'm sure is what most of you do. That's what I would do. And anyway, you're not missing much. Hi, my name's Odin, and welcome to the Sunday Odin Makes live stream. And I'm here with...
Hi, I'm Felicia.
Because I keep saying my line's wrong. It's supposed to be, hello, welcome to the Odin Makes live stream. I'm Odin.
And I'm Felicia.
And
I won't tell on you.
Oh, I appreciate that.
We also have Toby and Bruno here, just being here.
Yes, just being here, being a couple of buds. Chewing on his elbow.
He is just chewing his arm. At least it's his arm, because he was eating the floor, and I told him not to.
Yeah, I appreciate not eating the floor.
Yeah, he's not eating the floor.
I can see why they love this floor, because this is the floor you brought from the puppy bowl.
Yeah, but
at some point
we didn't use.
Oh, okay.
That's why I gave it to you, because it was brand new.
Oh, okay. I probably should get more eventually anyway. Could use it.
Right? I just installed the floor. It's not that hard.
Oh, okay.
But
Fair
this
enough.
stuff is good for what you're doing. It's solid, and it's foam.
And it's foam, right? It's a heavy-duty rubberized foam, and
It's pretty dang heavy-duty for the abuse it's taken, especially considering Toby.
Yes, especially considering we have bits and pieces that have been chewed on. Hey, so we're back to trying to work on some of the Proton Pack stuff without a solid plan. For those of you who are in the Discord, which is, well, all of you currently live while we're talking about this, a picture was posted of me crawling around up in the little storage area above my shop, trying to find the Alice Packs. Because I've got a pair of Alice Packs I bought years ago, because Proton Packs is something that I've wanted to build for a very long time. And the Alice Packs I found were cheap, so I went ahead and bought 2, right, in case I screwed one up, which is really helpful now because we're making 2. I wasn't able to find them quickly because I never seem to give myself enough time to do it, or I get too distracted when I come down to do something else. So no Alice Packs right now. But coming soon, we're going to have Alice Packs. And one of the reasons why I was digging for the Alice Packs is I saw a short, and unfortunately I forgot the artist now. I forgot the YouTube person who posted this. But I saw a short about how he connected his pack to his Alice Packs. And I thought it was a brilliant idea because it was very easy. And I purchased it.
Oh.
Yeah, that's one of the things. We have multiple stuff in the background here to bring out throughout the show today. But these are basically bonnet snaps. I'm not quite sure what the hood latches. What it is, it's a push button latch system. You take the threaded post, and that would go into the back plate of the backpack. Which is, there's the post in here. And it's a standoff, so you actually get a little bit of void between the backpack and the pack. And then there's a round, hold on there, I can see that I can't open up Ziploc bags.
It's only live.
It's only live. Don't worry too much about it. So, come here, cut. This part is a little threaded rod that's got this round end on it, right? So this would get screwed and mounted into the back of...
I see.
Yeah, and then this portion, which is a push button, black thing, it's pretty big, but that just clips over the end of it.
It's such a satisfying click. Like, this is a good fidget toy.
It's a great fidget toy. And I like that it has a little bit of play, right? So things don't have to be perfect. And then, she got it. You just push the button to release it. and the guy had used 6 of them to attach his pack, and was still able to. First time I got to play with them too.
These are fun. I'm having too much fun.
Pew! That's actually pretty good considering this is a threaded bolt, right? And
Right.
it's able to launch it vertically 4 inches. That's pretty good. So these need to be attached to the Alice pack. These push button parts. So the push button would go against you as the wearer, right?
Yeah.
That way, easily you can push them and to detach the actual Proton Pack from the Alice pack. And yeah, it's still left, a good inch or so of void between the two, which is actually, I think, right for the movie. There was a little bit of space between the two of them. And then if you really wanted to, this could be a way of, mounting it on the wall. You could have a bunch of keyed out things in the wall that could slip in and set it down and it would just hang on the wall. But honestly, I think I'll probably end up cutting acrylic hooks and just hang it from the Alice pack frame. But anyway.
But these things are fun.
Yeah, these are fun.
Sorry.
And there was like an 8-pack for $20. So bought a couple packs, and yeah.
So we have plans. These things are way too much fun. So what are these called again, specifically?
These are actually hood latches. So
hood latches.
I'd have to look it up specifically, but it's like a push button. It's a car part.
Yeah, so that it can.
Yeah, for body panels and hoods and whatever else, so you can easily undo things. Somebody knows what they are.
Dan Does Junk says people use those for quick release on their car bumpers.
Correct. It's exactly what they are. I apologize that I have not been paying attention to my own chat.
No worries. Anyways, these things are fun.
Yeah, and I was also kind of wondering.
New toys.
How much could I use them for other projects? What other compartments could I hide between? Because once we use all these, if we actually use 6 in the pack and not 5 or 4 or something, right? If we actually use 6, there'll still be 4 left over. And I don't necessarily need to take my bumper off that easily. So, hey, James Allen is here. Hi, all. I can hear you. So let's catch up with some. That's one of the things. Some of the chit chats. That's one of the things that I brought today that I was excited about.
Well, these things are fun, so yes.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate. It was a Ghostbuster YouTuber channel that I saw them first on. It was part of his shorts. He just showed off how it worked, and I didn't do my due diligence and research to actually give the guy any credit.
Maybe in the future you can add it into the.
Yeah, maybe. Hopefully someone else can find it and post it and remind me. So we have a good evening all from Steve D. We got a couple of farces from Dan Does Junk and Schultz Division. Hello from Shady Fox. Shot Gremlin says morning. Hola mates from Mariah Woods. Hello Mariah. Did Soul Edge get sold for an axe and a frying pan? Yeah! No, Soul Edge is still here. It's just, I ended up getting a storage unit that a lot of stuff got put into. Because it was a little more climate controlled, and just the way things were working out, it was a little bit easier. It was Soul Edge is still there.
There's still melee weapons.
Yeah, there's still melee weapons. So sorry, Soul Edge isn't here. I know it's much prettier. I need to bring it back down, but it's still around. Will Connors is here. Hello, everyone. Hello, Will. What have we been up to this weekend? I've got more stuff to show for that in a little bit. I've been playing with my X-Tool P2 laser.
Sounds so fancy. I love laser problems.
It's got some laser problems, but it's nice. Dan Does Junk says it's a quick release system that people use for their car bumpers. Don't lose any pieces now.
Pew pew.
Schultz Division says 4 inches, because I talked about how far it would launch it vertically, about 4 inches. Yeah, he says 4 inches. That should be fine, or at least that's what I've heard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Axe and frying pan. The frying pan is certainly more dangerous. This is another comment from Dan Does Junk about the axe and frying pan being more dangerous than Soul Edge. True, in actual real life, both of those are probably more dangerous than Soul Edge, because the axe actually has a core of plastic, and so if you're just swinging at someone, you could actually break
get a couple
your skin.
hits in before the person would be able to lift it up and then figure out the weight of it in order to hit somebody with the soft foam part.
Right.
That's the stick part is all padded, so maybe you might get the eye to poke them in the eye. And go,
yeah, or the very tip of Soul Edge you could poke with.
But that's a lot of maneuvering that you have to balance to do. Where a frying pan, you can get a few whacks in.
Oh, you can get quite a few whacks in, yeah. And actually, that frying pan in particular belongs to Treg the Viking. I just need to get it back to him, and I haven't yet. Borrowed it 2 years ago for a whole different project. I need to get him his frying pan back. Thank you, Treg. Appreciate the frying pan. Just in case, because sometimes he's watching. So yeah, we've talked through all that. You're starting to peel, which is good. How easy is that coming apart?
I got this part off. I'm taking my time on the edge because it does have like a membrane that's attached.
I thought that was going to happen.
So I'm just taking my time.
So we are going to need to take a. My
Maybe
thought
a little,
was
yeah, a little blade of some sort.
But
I'm not sure if it's necessary. I have fingernails.
All these different blades I've got that aren't the ones I want. Actually, I probably want that one for
but
lasers.
So far, so good, and it's just I like this part when I'm sitting and watching TV or hanging out with friends, being picky. But when I have to like do it in a speedy time frame, it's annoying.
Yeah.
I need this yesterday. It's not going to be pretty.
Well, yeah, pretty much.
But in general, I find it very peaceful just picking at all the bits. I think they call it like weeding.
So yeah, I think that is very much what they. That's at least what they call it when they're doing it to vinyl cut. Yeah, cricket stuff.
But it's kind of like weeding. Ew, it's like boogers. I like it. It's a good texture for this.
It's a great texture for this.
It's rigid. It added.
Yeah.
Like you can. It sounds different.
Yes.
It changed the acoustics of the foam.
And it's nice that it got, for me, it's nice that it got a couple of weeks to dry and really set up, because
now here's the question.
I wouldn't normally give that kind of time.
Is this a piece of tape or is it supposed to be this?
It's a piece of tape.
No, I know.
Yeah.
But it looks so much, like it's such a finished piece.
Oh,
it's
okay.
like, it's like the game. Do I pick at this? Oh no, that wasn't supposed to be picked at.
Yes, you're totally supposed to pick at that.
You can pick your friends, you can pick your nose. You cannot pick your friend's nose.
Now for the exciting part of the stream, we're both actually doing something.
I know, right? But, yeah, all the bits and pieces that we had to sit there and do, now we've to undo. And it's like, dang, man, but why was I so thorough last time? No, I can appreciate it, though.
Yeah. Saw that.
I feel like a good paint job is as good as its prep work.
Ace is just saying, "Hi, Schultz. I had to go hit the like button before I could respond."
Oh, thank you.
Well, Schultz is the one that's always saying, "Remember, kids, if you like the stream, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe." Thank you, Schultz. I appreciate all the help with that. It's amazing how long it... Actually, I never got used to the idea of me basically asking that or saying that, because it just seems so egotistical. It felt like it was egotistical. So I was never comfortable saying that. But having Schultz say it for, a couple of years now, not only reminds me of it and gets me a little more, oh, okay, I can just say that. It kind of turned it into a joke, which made it a lot easier to say.
Yeah. Because all hail the algorithm.
Because all hail the algorithm. So thank you, Schultz.
Ooh, you really do have to be careful around the soldered edges.
Yeah. Did you see anything peel on you? I figure stuff probably will.
So I have this little bit of an edge right here. There was no saving it.
No, that's fine. Some of that is also going to be what was
taken off with the tape.
Or if it was the masking from the foam versus the PVC pipe. Because this is PVC pipe, which is sprayed with that car paint.
Yeah, it's the other one, yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we got Sharpies. We have pens.
We have Sharpies. We have pens. We have
paint.
We have lots of little fiddly bits that we can use to cut stuff. And we've got 2 Neutrona wands to undo. We've got 2 Proton Packs to undo and other assorted parts over there. This is likely what the entire stream's going to be. So settle in, kids. We're peeling tape.
We're weeding it.
We're weeding it.
Yes.
What's going to happen is that we'll end up, ending a lot faster than I think. And then it's like, now we're...
it goes a lot faster when there's 2.
It does.
But we're doing double, so...
Right. Well, there's 2. I only have to do 1 pack.
Yeah.
I'm seeing motion. There it goes. Oh, okay. That wasn't so bad. That pulled off. These tape things, I was able to grab a hold of the end and just twist and pull them off. And there is washers that go over it, so if a little bit pulls off, it's not that big of a deal.
Okay, yeah.
What do we got here? We've got hello and welcome Patreon members, says Dan Does Junk. Oh, sweet. Dan finally got his ass in the shed and started to work on the light-up beam scythe. Awesome. You didn't just buy the $5 one? Dude, you could have been done. Upgraded. Yeah, we're all excited about Dan getting in and doing it, making a video. Yeah, wouldn't it be awesome to have a YouTube channel that actually put videos out? That's the dream. Schultz Division says I should change my logo to a thumbs up.
He should change his.
And Schultz Division is asking, did anyone see the new teaser trailer for the new upcoming Ghostbusters movie?
I have not. Did you?
I did, yes. Shockroom told me about it, so I went and looked it up, and yep. I did see it. It looks very cool. The ghost comes in from the ocean and freezes New York.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, I'm forgetting what it's called. It's Ghostbusters Frozen Wasteland, but I can't remember what it's called right now. Schultz will let me know. It looked cool. And I'm sure there's a little bit of I'm afraid of sequelitis, but it's cool because they're back in New York. They've got the classic Ecto 1 again. They're back in the firehouse.
I'm not hating sequels, honestly. I feel like people have figured out what not to do.
For the most part, yes. I don't hate sequels. What I mean by sequelitis, Batman was a huge example of this. You got the new sequel. Well, he beat 2 villains last time. He needs 3 this time. It's like, no, I just need a good story.
Yeah. I feel like with Toy Story 2, I had faith in sequels.
Yeah. Yes, Pixar's done a...
Because, like, before that, if it was a 2 movie, I just automatically wrote it off as it's just going to be...
Oh, okay.
You know, kind of like a... Not a good movie. Like, fun and entertaining, but nothing to expect anything from.
Gotcha.
But I feel like sequels can be good, especially when they're done by the same people.
Yeah.
With the intent of them already being there.
Okay, yes.
Like, it's already in the plan.
In the case of Star Wars and Empire, that's still not 100%, but kind of. There was already a plan for that, and because that was one where, the sequel is definitely very good.
Yeah, but a beginning, middle, and an end, and a trilogy usually feels very satisfying when you want more. But you need an ending to the story. You can't just drag it on. And if you give a good ending, don't, reopen up old wounds.
Right.
We already solved that problem. Can we have new problems?
Yeah, yes.
Upgrade problems.
Okay, problems. Different problems, even if it's slightly different, even if it's,
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm going to go grab more bits and pieces.
Okay.
I spy with my little eye all the
they're all around
over here.
Yep.
I'll go for these ones.
All right, go for more little ones. I know some of the first sequels that come to mind for me early on that I thought were just as good or better than the originals. You got Empire Strikes Back, Aliens.
Evil Dead 2.
Evil Dead 2, yeah, thank you. Evil Dead 2 and Empire Strikes Back, at least, are still pretty much the same creative people. Aliens, no. That's an entirely new crew.
But I do really like the new Ghostbusters, and they were new people.
Yeah. No, I do really like the new Ghostbusters a lot.
I don't want to just put these on blades.
Oh, I appreciate that. You just go right for the big packs, not for the little pieces first.
Yeah, there was too many little pieces, and I was just like, this is a big piece, and I could just start picking at it.
Yep, you were ahead.
And I'll put that there if you need it. All right, where's the stuff that you peel versus the stuff you don't?
Good luck with that.
Is this supposed to be black, or is this supposed to be peeled off? And it's black underneath. I like these problems.
Most of this gets peeled off.
No, I know.
Yeah, even the tube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Right.
Fun problems. Oh, we're live, and I'm just getting a text from my mom.
Is that a text? Okay.
Yeah.
Marble Guy's here. Hello, Marble Guy. What do we got? See. Frozen Empire. Yeah, that sounds right, Schultz. Thank you. That's what it was called. Scale? Oh, that doesn't mean anything, Dan. Don't worry about the fact that the light up one you saw was too small.
You could make it bigger.
Yeah.
It's called upgrading.
I'm
By the time you change it all out and make it perfect, you might as well have just started from scratch. I know.
Half the time, yeah, it's actually almost easier to start from scratch than to viciously upgrade something.
Right. Unless you want it comically upgraded just for fun.
Right.
There's a difference.
Yep, everyone was talking about seeing the new teaser trailer and loving it. Yeah, for sure. Super happy to see lots of familiar faces in it too.
Well, who wouldn't? You know what
Right.
I mean? Like, who are you gonna call?
Bill Murray. All right. Yeah, I've got some paint peeling,
Oh, I
but
see
that's
that.
okay. What's funny is if it wasn't white, if it was silver, it'd be great. But it's white.
We can put silver over it, can't we? No.
Yeah, with silver, I can just paint it with some more black, and it'll be fine.
Right. Just take a little pen to it.
Yeah.
Little
Practically, yeah. Just take a little bit of a
paintbrush with a little.
tester's paint pen, Sharpie. Yeah, it'd be fine.
There's a million ways to do anything wrong.
There is.
Sorry, my mom's still texting
That's
me.
okay.
What's going on?
Anything you want to share with the class?
No.
Okay. Give me my.
Now I'm just curious though.
Oh yeah, of course.
Aww. Okay.
Was it good then?
Yes, kittens and puppies.
Oh, kittens and puppies is great. All right.
You want to peel one?
Yeah. I think we need to move these so stuff.
Those
so we
have
have
been
table.
peeled.
These have been peeled.
Yep. I'm just kind
And
of making
then,
a big giant tape ball.
That's fine. Make a big giant tape ball, and then once stuff is peeled, we can start reassembling electronics.
Here are
and
stabby
things.
devices.
Ooh, stabby devices.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw that the chat moved. What do you see? Do you see?
Okay. Oh yeah, Dan's asking if anyone's seen the new Avatar Last Airbender Netflix trailer. I have not seen it, but I had somebody asking me if I saw it earlier, and I was like, no, I haven't yet. And they wanted to talk to me about it, and I haven't had a chance to.
I still haven't taken a chance to watch Loki yet. Apparently, the last episode came out last week.
I haven't been on top of that either. There's too many things to be on top of.
Yes, and I guess the Marvels came out this week too, and I'd still like to see that.
Yeah.
Of course, that's new in the theater, so that's it's interesting that it's almost easier for me to go to the theater to watch something than watch something at home. At home, I got too many other things to distract me with that I don't actually want. Like, I want to sit and watch TV.
Yeah.
I haven't set my clock back yet.
Oh, you haven't saved your time?
No, I haven't saved my time yet. I'm still.
Has daylight been saved? Was it worth it?
Was it?
Was it? Was it?
But was it though?
But was it though? Right. I remember voting that we don't have to do this anymore, and
and
nothing came of that.
Right. Yeah. Aren't placebo votes nice?
I don't know. Like, I thought it won, but then again, nothing changed. Anyways.
What did I get as a message?
Oh, you have messages. There you go.
Yeah, I might have something important, and I might not.
Don't worry, we're only live.
Oh, hey, I got a message from Dan reminding me to check for feedback on audio. Oh, that's what it is. My security system's giving me a notification that someone's in my shop. Really? I didn't know that.
Someone's here?
Someone's here?
Ooh. Ah! It's sticky.
Let's do that. Tap to go live. Where's the...
What's this?
There, almost. Shh. That's going to be...
You're right behind this thing.
Is that in focus? That's glary. There. It's us. On the internet. On the internet. So I have a security camera in my shop, which is not, unfortunately, focused is way back here, and the camera is not focused there. Good to know. Oh, wow, I can't get to it at all.
No, you can't. Now it's too high. Ha!
Okay. High is better than low.
Right there.
But yeah, so...
You guys want to see Toby and Bruno at our feet? There's Toby. Oh, you can't see Toby.
I just zoomed in on it, unfortunately. Anyway, so yeah, there's Toby.
There's Toby, right there. See,
in
it's
yellow,
Toby.
stepping on his neck.
He likes it. It's pets.
Yes.
He's like, nice.
Oh, there's the pinnacle of internet entertainment. Oh, I forgot to turn my notifications off. Or else every 15 minutes it's going to remind me someone's in my shop.
Hey, guess what? There's someone in your shop.
No, shit! What are they doing? There.
Picking out tape boogers.
Picking out tape boogers.
What else would we be doing?
Odinception. Thank you. Planet Fitness ad. What you trying to say there, YouTube? That was one of the things we were joking about beforehand is, what ads are you getting, guys?
First person to post what ad they got gets 5 points.
Dan Does Junk gets 5 points. Planet Fitness ad.
And then it's like, what is the algorithm trying to tell me?
That's exactly what Schultz is saying. And the response is, get your ass off the couch and out in the shed. But yeah, that sounds about right.
I don't need a gym membership. I need one of those bouncy inflatable things that for tumbling. That's what I need in my life. They have like tumble tracks that you can blow up. They're like the same kind of inflatables that they make paddle boards out of.
Okay.
You can get them on Amazon. I want one of those.
All right.
More than I want a gym membership. I'm just saying. I need this.
Yeah, but you are actually athletic and have that weird little thing called balance. I do not.
That is okay.
One of the fun things I got to do this week from my day job is go up to Mount Shasta, where they were doing, Shasta Lake, not Mount Shasta, which, the two are next to each other.
Is that where we get the water, Shasta water from?
Yeah.
Okay.
Theoretically.
Theoretically.
They built a Shasta Dam way back in like 1945, right? And it's a nice, huge lake. Well, when they put the dam in, all of a sudden the salmon can't get up to where the salmon want to do the whole spawning thing.
Yeah.
So they were doing a study to see if they can introduce
a ladder?
No, they're not trying to do a ladder yet. They're trying to see if they can't get the small fry salmon to just migrate from upstream down to where they could collect them, put them on a truck, get them around, and put them until they go back up.
The ladder makes more sense.
It does, but this is probably step one.
Yeah, they also have like the tubes.
Yes, and salmon cannons.
Salmon cannons. We can shoot them through a gun. In like
That's
the most
the American way.
way.
But I came to find out the whole reason for this isn't just because, oh no, the fish. I had no idea it was this in depth. The salmon were a major nutrient and mineral source for the entire ecosystem.
Oh yeah, because they die and then the trees absorb them. And
they die and the animals eat them and everything else. And when the salmon leave...
I learned this in 3rd grade when we went to the Nimbus Dam and we got to see the hatchery where they like rip open the fish in front of you as like little kids and they're like, look at the eggs from the moms. And then like, let's put this up. And then we... throw them away.
Then we just throw them away. Yeah.
Anyways, it might have been slightly traumatizing as a child learning the facts of life.
Facts of life for a salmon. Yeah, well, they were going to die anyway.
Anyways, fun problems, right?
Yeah. So they're just looking at how to fix that problem. It was actually a really fun shoot to be on. But it was, higher elevation and being a rotund individual trying to carry equipment. And then the boat broke down. It was a lot of fun. So there's all sorts of rental boat agencies up there for Shasta Lake because there's lots of recreation. So they had a pontoon boat they were using to go to and from the platform, and because it's a counting platform, it's like a big, super complicated fish catching platform. Well, the final run of the final day that we were up there, I was up there for 2 days. The boat kept stalling. It would go for 10, 20 yards and stall, and they had to get out and fiddle with the fuel line. And then they finally lipped the boat back to where the second half of the team is, and me, because I was going to go in the second load. And they say, well, this boat can't do it. We can't guarantee that we're going to get back to the platform, not strand everyone, halfway there in the river. So we had to go around to a much steeper hike to come down to a much shorter trip just within the compound, right? So we all load up in cars and drive around to this other campground. Not a big deal, short trip. Hiked down, only fell 3 times. And finally get onto the same boat, but now we're within the pen, which is pretty small, right? Comparatively, it's still pretty good size. It's the width of the river, but and there's not much current. This is a very calm. This is where the river meets the reservoir, so there's hardly any turbulence here, any current here, and I slip in the muddy bank getting on the boat, but manage to get on the boat. And then he's starting to back up to try to maneuver the boat to get us around to the dock, and realizes that he's got the motor cranked all the way, I guess, starboard, and the linkage breaks. And so the motor's just stuck there. He's spinning the wheel, and the motor's not moving. so it only does this. So break out paddles to paddle a pontoon boat. Anyway, made it there. And then the guys thankfully had Starlink, and we're able to use a Wi-Fi calling service to get the rental company to come out and bring them a new boat before we had to leave at 1 o'clock. And it wasn't just us; it was the whole group that had to leave. It was, it wasn't like they were going to bring a boat out just for me and my crew, but
still,
yeah,
those are fun problems.
Those are fun problems. It was a fun day.
Right. Yeah.
Schultz Vision. Well, some of the cat food seems delicious, but the smell. Talking about salmon, I'm sure.
Wait, what am I the word? No.
Greetings, Jerry. Yeah, Jerry's here. That's kind of cool. Means you need to eat more cat food. Okay. Oh, that's it. Schultz Vision got an ad for cat food. Okay. Right.
Cat food.
Oh. Oh, Dan Does Junk says, I saw a row of Starlink satellites flying across the sky in a straight line when I went camping up in Bernie Falls. Yeah. He says he had to paddle a pontoon boat on more than one occasion. Alcohol might have been involved. It was not involved for me, at least, because I was at work. But, such nice work problems. Could you imagine having a work problem of having to paddle a paddle boat? Having to paddle a pontoon boat? Yeah.
I've had weirder.
Yeah.
We've had weirder.
We have had weirder.
Yeah. On multiple occasions, I've had to cover up graffiti on the beach with sand.
Right.
Weird.
Yeah. Weird. Yeah. So was it like
ships,
spray glue and sand to cover up graffiti?
Sand, yeah. It's the best.
Yeah, I bet.
It's magical. It's just shh, and it's disappeared. And we were faces right next to the graffiti and can't even tell. I don't know, just random things. I'm just thinking of the Anthony beards and all those weird problems.
Right.
Weird problems.
Yes. How do we? Yes.
And then also,
how do we show certain bodily functions on screen without?
Yeah.
Right.
And then I'm also thinking about back in the girls' camp days when we learned all these first aids and we had to do those the water hikes and.
Okay.
Whitewater rafting. I used to do that a lot. It's been a while though.
I remember working on a video with KVIE. It was about children, right? Children with cancer is what it was about. So, happy stories, right? But they had, I think they set up and did an interview on a playground. I think they actually set up and did an interview. So it's not like, parents' footage of their kid, which is, it's just going to be what it is. But the cameraman and the producer actually went out and set up to do this interview with the kid or the parent, one of the two. I think it was the kid. And they were sitting at the top of the slide, and they do the entire video. They do the entire interview. Thank you. And finally, back in the edit bay, days later, the editor, not me, Tim Walton, the editor's looking at the screen and says, it says F you right behind the kid's head here, graffiti. The entire time. Of course, it's fully spelled out, right? They're not, because the graffiti artist didn't exactly censor that.
This is why I love live stuff, in the news.
Yep.
Those make the best.
And it was just great, because even the producer had to sit through the interview again and do accounts of
how many times?
This is decide what answers that they wanted to use, right? Half the time you end up doing a transcript and it's just done as a paper script, so you're doing you're doing a Word doc instead of watching the video. But the producers are supposed to sit down and watch the video once at least.
Supposed to.
Yeah, supposed to.
Well, bless you, Toby.
And still missed it.
stuff all the time.
No.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it, especially with the costuming and the wardrobes. You have some slips and nobody sees them, and then you can't unsee them.
Can't unsee them. Yeah, it's like, wait a minute.
That
how come Roman soldiers have watches?
Yeah.
Right.
Quality control is a thing. Like, how many people did this mistake go through before anyone said or noticed?
Right.
And it can go through a few.
Quite a few. Yeah. Come on. Trying to peel, trying to wash up. Oh, we should be going public.
Is it already?
It is already. Here I am talking away. And
that's okay. We're crafting. We're having fun. Like, this is like the fun picking, the nitpicking. It's just the little problems.
I bet you anything people were trying to tell me. It's time to do the thing. And of course,
let our friends over.
I'm talking about, curse words and graffiti. Okay.
Well, that's how I learned about curse words was graffiti on the playground.
Mom taught me.
Your mom taught you? Oh.
Apparently, I was learning to walk and would fall down on the sidewalk. Shit! Stand back up again. And then Dad looked at her and said, "You should watch your language."
Yeah. I was learning how to read and was like, "What's that say?" Okay, I'm not supposed to say that. I want to say it more.
I want to say it more, yeah.
It's such an easy word. It's only 4 letters.
Right. That's all of them almost. Yeah.
Exactly.
And this is great. It rhymes with truck.
It has the same letter as the first letter of my name.
Yeah. It's got to be a good word, right?
Right? It's on the playground. It's in like red.
Yeah, it's red so everyone can see it.
My favorite color. Yeah, so that's how I learned how to swear.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Not how to, just what
yeah. These are the 7 words you can't say on television.
Pretty much.
Well, we just clicked over to being live.
So we're live.
Hi. We're live. Hi. Hello, everyone who may be just now joining in, and hello to all of you who are so faithful to watch us in the future. This is the point when I clicked over to being the public stream so everyone else can join in. The first little bit of the stream is always reserved for members of my Discord, members of my Patreon, in order to have a more one-on-one quiet time to be able to talk to each other. It's a lot easier to see the comments in the chat when it's just those special few. Because sometimes the comments just fly by and I can't keep up with it. It's really all it really is I'm too distracted crafting. But now's the cool part when everyone gets to come in. So hello and welcome to the Sunday Odin Makes live stream. Hi, my name is Odin.
Hi, I'm Felicia.
And Felicia, what are we doing today?
We're picking off boogers off of our Proton Packs. Now we are weeding
yes.
all the taping that we did in order to put our, what's this coat called?
Creature Cast.
Creature Cast, and it changed the rigidity of the foam.
Yep. And
now we're picking off all the tape that we used to mask the parts that we didn't want to Creature Cast.
So Creature Cast is a neoprene rubber. It is a latex alternative. Being a more synthetic rubber, it also has different densities. So this is the rigid coat. So it is actually much more stiff than the packs were to begin with. It's still flexible.
You can really see it on this because these still have a lot of bend because of their size, but this foam, like it is, you can see the rigidity change and the sound.
Right.
Like it changes the acoustics. Oh,
I'm sorry, you're all right. You're fine. Yeah, okay. That's it. Just let you know.
It's way more rigid. Like it has like a hard outer shell versus just being foam. I can talk.
We talk good.
That's why we does this.
And so why, Odin, would you use Creature Cast instead of Plastidip? Well, a big part of it is because of this, because of the fact that this is more rigid than Plastidip. Plastidip is very flexible, which is great. That's usually what we want. Plastidip is a solvent-based, and what I use is a solvent-based aerosol, which you can't use in a closed confined space, and then you got to be careful while it's drying to not put it in a closed confined space because you don't want to breathe the solvents as they outgas and evaporate. Creature Cast is water-based, so we were actually spraying it right here a couple of weeks ago in the shop with minimal overspray because just the way I was using it, right? The HV.
I wore my pretty dress and didn't get anything on it.
There you go, and she was standing here while I sprayed there. So it is a good, the water cleanup is nice.
We are enjoying our testing because this is the first time either of us have used this product.
Absolutely, it is.
So it has been a good. It's met our expectations about the water solubility, about the coverage, the texture, and the rigidity that it's offered. So pretty pleased with the product overall.
Yeah.
Yes, Plasti Dip is faster and easier and will dry a whole lot faster, but when we have a couple weeks to let it dry, why not?
Yeah, pretty much. That's why I haven't used it sooner, is I was under such a crunch to get stuff done that I didn't have the time, the days to, because it takes a day or two for it to really set up. I think one. A day for it to really set up and be done drawing, and I just never gave myself enough time for my project for that, to have time for that to happen.
Right. Nobody has patience for this.
No, nobody has patience for this. But Ted uses it all the time. I've watched him spray stuff often. It's like, all right, got to give this a shot. So yeah, I've done one project and I'm pretty happy with it so far. It's worked so far, but we're not out yet.
Yes.
Also, it is we can brush it on if we need to. So we need to go back and touch it up. I can pour a little bit out and brush it on with a paintbrush.
But you will get a brush stroke.
Yes, you'll likely get a brush stroke.
And you have to be aware of that. Textures will change. But they will also not change, so.
And with effort, I could do that with Plasti Dip as well, but yeah, there's a little bit of more ease of doing it with this. But anyway,
the devil you know versus the devil you don't.
I really wanted to try a new product, so thank you very much, Jerry Rig Props, for sending a couple of gallons. Appreciate that. I will be using this more. In fact, I have another project coming up that I'm thinking about doing that I'm going to use the stuff that Jerry sent. Because I want the I think he said semi-rigid instead of, this is rigid, there's semi-rigid. And then I've also got flexible that's in a natural color state, so it looks a little more like latex. And
yeah.
I was tempted to make like a muscle suit or something with that. So
right? I was just kind of thinking of that, or like a face mask or something more that needs to have the flexibility and motion.
Yeah, like the face hugger would be probably work really well with that. And then not rot.
That is a big deal because latex rots because it's a natural.
It's a natural thing. See ya, Schultz. Schultz Division's got a split. Thanks for coming in, Schultz.
I almost said fiber, but I meant material.
It's tree sap.
It's organic.
Yeah.
It deteriorates in sunlight.
Yes, it does. In a hurry.
Okay. Play the game of, is this tape or is it a piece? Like, did I get it all? I think I did.
You might have. Yeah, we're actually going a bit faster than.
It's okay. We making progress. All right, come here, Bruno. You can come say hi because I think I picked it all off. And you've been so well behaved.
I'm going to move knives away from Bruno's feet. There's one over there. I don't want him to step on it.
Oh, yeah.
That's if he happens to walk on the table. If he doesn't walk on the table, it's not a big deal.
No surgery today.
All right. Would you like to trade sides? And then I can continue to pick. I'm going to grab the mouse for some reason. I don't want the mouse.
Oh, sorry, Toby.
There's that. That.
It's musical chairs.
Get your phone in case Mom texts again.
Right? What are you... Oh.
What?
He was stepping on my necklace, and I'm like, why can't I, like... Sit up. He was standing on my necklace.
Because Bruno is choking you.
Okay. Toxic Toast says Pupper!
Puppers!
Yes. Yeah. Guess what, Bruno Butt?
Guess
because
what, Bruno Butt?
to him, you guys are not even sticks, because they're metal. Like, that does not count as a doggy stick. But, yes. Okay. So, Steelborn Gaming. Hey, Odin, any advice on painting EVA foam for armor? That creature cast or Plasti Dip, why are we talking about that stuff? Because it gives a good base for painting armor. Because you'll see your lumps and your bumps and your creases and stuff, but there's ways to make it look smoother and just giving a nice primer coat. And there's plenty of options. There's a million ways to do anything wrong or right. But having a good base helps. anything that you want to say, Odin? Because I know that question was directed at you.
You pretty much nailed it. You want to paint your EVA foam to look like armor. Yeah, you're going to want to put some sort of a primer coat on it. I like Plastic a lot because it's easy. It's a spray can. It sprays on. It's a solvent. It dries very quickly, like minutes, 20, 30 minutes. Currently using Creature Cast, which is awesome because... it looks like I did glue this down. I didn't think I did.
Yeah, okay. It took me a while to pick around that.
I'm not going to...
But it was fun.
I'm not going to make this any worse. Currently using Creature Cast, which is a neoprene water-based... neoprene rubber, which is a synthetic rubber. It is water-based, so it's non-toxic. You don't need to wear... you don't need to wear a vapor mask, but, you probably don't want to breathe the particulates anyway.
Yeah, safety first, people. Eye protection is a thing, especially if you're using a Dremel. Dremel's like probably the #1 tool I would invest in if you're making foam armor, personally, because it just like finishes your edges. So the difference between something homemade and professional is if your edges are finished, just in general, from the manufacturing standpoint. So.
Other options that you may be able to find easier is Flex Seal. Flex Seal also comes in an aerosol can. It just costs more than Plastidip. And Rust-Oleum also has a vinylized spray that should also work. I never tried the Rust-Oleum one.
Because you're not a fan of Rust-Oleum.
I've got a mental block against Rust-Oleum. But that also should work, and I think that's also in the price point of Flex Seal, where Plastidip, I think, is running $8, $9 a can if you get it from Home Depot or online, but the others run $12 to $15. Yeah. So, and it's not like you get a whole lot more in those cans.
Yeah, but cost, efficiency, ease of getting it.
Yeah,
there's no right answers or wrong answers, but it's helpful to have a good membrane.
Yes. Then you get Creature Cast, which is like $80 a gallon, which sounds like it's a lot, but
a little goes a long way, and then you don't need that much.
Right. When you really want to break it down, a gallon, for those of you who are stuck in the educated, advanced world where things make sense, a gallon is 128 ounces, which easily breaks down into cups and quarts and pints. And for the most part, an aerosol can holds not even a full pint. It's usually 5 to 7 ounces of aerosol, which 8 ounces is a pint. See, it's all very easy. I don't know why you guys don't use this system. So if you want to break it down to a cost per ounce, you're looking at like $1 an ounce for the aerosol cans versus... God, I don't know what. It's not quite 50 cents, but it's getting in the neighborhood of 60.
It's more change than dollars.
Yeah, it's more change than dollars. The 128 ounces for $86, so or $90, whatever it ends up being now. But it's less than $1 an ounce, and then it goes a lot farther. You have more control with it, so because you end up thinning it with water or thickening it with something else, and blah 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 blah. But go with what's easy, and 100% aerosol cans are easy.
Yeah. And the main goal is to put a good base coat for your paint to attach to, because spray paint will just pop off of your foam. Yep. It's not going to like flex with the foam.
Correct.
It's going to flake off and chip off like your fingernail polish.
Yep.
Think about how long your nail polish lasts, and that's probably how long your spray paint's going to last on your foam armor. A week.
Yeah.
From wear and tear.
Less. The thing is, the armor flexes and immediately pops off. Oh, actually, another good, inexpensive, water-based, flexible seal that, again, I never use because the amount of time it took to dry, is Mod Podge.
Mod Podge, that was a good, accessible one. There's some right there.
Yeah, I've got some, but I never painted my EVA foam with it because it takes a day and a half to 2 days to dry. And then also
you have to think about Mod Podge is affected by heat, because people do put Mod Podge down, let it dry, and then use an iron to adhere paper and other things to it. So
true.
If you're going to be storing Mod Podge sealed pieces in same touching other Mod Podge pieces, they might heat fuse.
Yeah, heat fuse.
So
go ahead.
I was going to say, so just in general, when you're storing your foam, you might want to wrap it in acid-free tissue paper just to preserve your paint jobs.
Also, Mod Podge, I believe, can reactivate if it gets wet.
Yes.
So if it happens to rain, your props may... Yeah.
It's like hot glue in Sacramento. You got to be careful of these things.
Be aware of your environment and what's going on. Creature Cast, to my knowledge, does not reactivate. Once it's set, it's set. And, of course, Plastidip, Flex Seal, Rust-Oleum, all those are solvent-based, so they're not going to care about getting wet.
And they're meant to like waterproof your house,
yeah.
So they're pretty good about waterproofing foam. Okay. Louis Cossi says, have you seen the new pack designs for the next movie? The new movie packs have a yellow thong bumper. I have not seen them.
No, I have not seen the new pack designs. Yeah, I actually haven't been trying to keep up on it. It's not that I'm against it. I'm excited about letting the movie play out and get to just see it.
Right?
You know?
I want to be surprised. I want to watch it with that one-time wonder of not knowing what's going to happen.
Right. Like the very first time I got to see the first one where,
It's like I had no idea what to expect, and that was fun. No idea what we were doing. Okay. Ha! I keep calling mine a Dremel, but it's a Ryobi rotary tool.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am so guilty of that because that's what it was introduced to me as. This is a Dremel tool. And so in my head, it is what a rotary tool is. Because a rotary tool could be a million things.
Yeah. No, you're right. And for the longest time, Dremel was almost the only game in town. That was what you had. So, to the point...
I'm right there.
Yeah. Almost to the point that I believe I had the Ryobi guys at New York Comic Con catching themselves calling it a Dremel.
So I'm not the only one.
No.
But, oh my gosh, I want their new one.
Yes.
They have one without the wires where it's just the piece and it has the little battery pack. Right. And I'm like, I saw that and the...
It's the same as like these guys, where that's a soldering iron and this is the rotary cutter. But it takes the same battery. It takes the little battery. It just goes into the handle,
and it's just the rotary tool.
Yeah.
No, although I have been using the foot on my rotary tool.
Right.
Every time I use it, and I absolutely love it, I would give that up to have it just no wires and be the individual tool. But I do like the presser foot.
Yeah,
the presser
foot, the foot switch.
Yeah, whatever. I like that on my rotary tool.
Because it's a speed control as well as on-off, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually haven't used it yet. I'm not used to it. I've gotten used to on and go, and that's all it does.
You have to just keep it at that constant thing. I was like, hey, this makes intuitive sense to use this tool. Let me speed up and slow down so I can really finesse my way. And not better or worse. I do like that feature, and I don't think that is in the handheld version, but I definitely want that. And then they have the hot glue gun that's this small too. That's wireless, and I'm all about that, and I want to play with it. And I saw them at Home Depot, and I was just like, no, I can't, not right now.
Right?
I want it. Merry Christmas to me. That goes in my stockings. I'm very, thank you. But I want it.
Yeah. I should try the foot pedal. It's one of those things I would just have to consciously use. Because I know if I sat down, I just mash and go.
I don't know. It was very intuitive. Like, I don't think, I can go outside and Dremel because I'm so used to having cords. That when I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go do this outside so I don't have to worry about dust. And I got all set up, and it's easy because you can't just push the pedal. You have to kick the...
Oh, right. It's got a safety switch.
It has a safety switch, so it's very intuitive. You have to be intentional and not just fall forward and put your weight on the foot, if that makes sense. So you're not really making all those stupid mistakes.
Gotcha.
And then you can control the speed, and also if you want to back up the speed,
you
have like complete control. I don't know. I enjoyed working with the foot a lot. And I'm one who doesn't even bother using my presser foot on my sewing machine. I just sew with the buttons going fast.
Wow. Okay.
And then slow and stop, like...
Of course, I use a presser foot on a sewing machine.
Yeah, and I can totally just not use it and just sew without using the presser foot, but I like the knee knocker. It's the right tool for the job makes the job significantly easier. Always does, always has been, and always will.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know how many times I've struggled at something and then somebody pulls out the right tool and it's like, oh, that was easy.
Yeah, is that what you need?
Yeah, now it's done.
Sure. Now you show me how a hammer works.
Hour later, I was struggling and you didn't mention it till now. No, this doesn't...
Not bitter at all.
Not at all. It's so satisfying to pick. I'm just like...
Yeah, there's more. There's no more big stuff. There's more.
No, it's okay. Jerry Kid Cosplay says, I'm using wood glue at the moment to seal my props. It's actually really great. I can see that. It's a little rigid, but it still has that flexibility.
Yeah, PVA glue would totally work. That's how the Grand Kinetic Championship guys would seal their vehicles. It was a mixture of it was a water dump EVA glue and painted over masking tape that was on top of the pink foam. So they'd use pink insulation foam to make the sculptures to go on the bicycles, and then in order to make it so if you crashed, it didn't just explode. Yeah, they would mummify it in just the old school Manila, yellow masking tape, and then paint this wood glue over it, and then start painting it.
You just need a membrane. You need a base surface. Makes lots of sense. What do you have and what's cheap?
And that also changed it to where the guy was showing us. He had a strip of the pink foam and went to bend it. Of course, it snapped. And then he had one that was painted, and he was able to flex it to an arch.
Yeah. But wood glue does have a brittleness to it, so it depends on the wood glue that you use.
Yeah.
And honestly, Elmer's glue isn't that bad. You can get in the big old gallon buckets and water it down.
Gallon.
But
we're back to gallons again, kids. Quick quiz. How many ounces in a gallon? You don't have to remember that. That's fine. Because most of you guys don't need to know ever.
Yeah. But you have to not get the water base. Like the easy clean school glue, because that stuff will you can clean it up with water.
Yeah.
So if you put water on your project, it will dissolve. And
well, even the wood glues are still technically water based.
But once they dry.
Yeah, once they dry, they're
fine. But
water,
the kids' school glue, once it's dry, can get cleaned up with soap and water because that's a feature, not a flaw.
Right, because kids.
So school glue is a great glue to use, and it's a cheap glue, and I've used it in costumes a lot. But be very wary of the easy cleanup school glue versus just the basic school glue. There is a difference
in terms of using it for prop sealing, not just
exactly. Yeah. And also, if you want to water it down or spread it out. The easy cleanup water one, it just turns it into water, and it's no longer glue at this point.
I now have a milky soup.
Exactly. It's not. It doesn't make piñatas. It doesn't, do what it's supposed to do. It's broken now. It's just dirty water. But I have no
experience.
Yeah, it's called experience.
Yeah.
Okay. Francisco Silva says, Dremel Monopoly!
Dremel Monopoly!
It's just like Band-Aid. It's the people who did it first,
Yeah, Band-Aids, Kleenex.
It's branding.
Xerox,
it really is.
Coke.
Right?
Yeah.
The Real Monkey says, hi, Odin and Felicia. Hello.
Hello, Real Monkey.
Shady Fox 325. Did you know that you can use baby powder and super glue to make filler for your props? Yes. I actually did know that one.
Yes, and the two set up really well together very quickly.
I love working with baking soda. It makes a really sparkly dough. You can make ornament doughs out of it, and I like the baking soda borax blend because they end up magical and sparkly. So.
Okay.
Making my own clays.
Okay.
So I like to craft and make things, okay?
And you like being resourceful and crafting on a budget, which is pretty cool.
Right.
That introduces a whole new mindset for solving problems that is actually very useful.
What resources do I currently have? What do I need? And how much energy am I going to put into getting resources versus just using what I have and making it work?
Yeah.
It's not always a straight path.
No, and it's a great little challenge. Can I do this without leaving the house? Yeah. Because, I can go out and buy the right thing, but can I do this without leaving the house?
Well, this soda bottle, it's a clear plastic. I can see through it. That's going to make a good membrane.
Yeah.
So. Let's see. Steelborn Gaming says, I use Plasti Dip as a primer, then I use metallic paint, and it ate the EVA foam. Interesting. Okay, so was your metallic paint...
That's weird.
A spray paint?
Yeah, but still, EVA foam should be chemical resistant. I mean, it resists gasoline.
Yeah.
So it's...
But did it eat the base layer? I don't know, because that stuff's spray paintable.
Yeah, no, it shouldn't...
How corrosive was this metallic paint?
Right, and I've never heard of an EVA foam that would react to anything that would make it dissolve. I haven't heard of an EVA foam
But vinyls
dissolve.
And styrofoams totally will.
Totally will, yeah. Spray paints will not set up a vinyl ever.
And they will eat styrofoam.
Yeah.
Just...
and that pink foam, those poly foams, it'll eat those too.
So test your foams with paints in general, but EVA foam is meant to be painted and chemical resistant, as you said.
Yeah, because you can spray paint EVA foam directly, and it works. It just peels off.
Yes.
It just cracks and peels off is all, and rubs off. It doesn't. That's weird. Never heard of that.
It was some navy blue Rust-Oleum or something like that. I don't know. Oh wait, that was different. I'm losing comments. Sorry. They're moving. Thank you guys for commenting. DJ Stumpy says, my rotary tool came from Aldi. I'm still learning what bits are for or what. This is nice cordless one and probably a nice entry to the one to learn with.
Yes. Aldi Express?
Aldi, yeah, I think it's like a store.
Oh, Aldi, ALBI? Sorry.
No, it's okay. Oh,
it's gone. It's fine.
Yeah, it moved. Where are we?
That's fine.
ALDI.
Oh, okay.
Aldi.
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
I don't know it.
Anyways. Now, I think a rotary tool is a very... That meowing is Bruno.
He just said mom.
No, he is very clear in his communications. Somebody earlier asked what the dogs are wearing. They have sweaters and coats on over their sweaters because it's a little cold today, and they are much more comfortable when I put them in their people clothes. They don't think of it as people clothes. They think it's just civilized to go out in the worms.
Yeah, it totally is civilized to go out in the worms with a silver jacket.
Isn't this the coolest little jacket?
Yes.
Toby has a little yellow raincoat and a pink sweater on. And Bruno has little jammies with little reindeers on and a silver coat. So, I think they look cute. But, okay.
Apparently Felicia's much better at this than me. I'm taking a long time. Take a little piece.
No, let's take me little pieces. It's fun. I'm going to go back and go.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and scroll up and see some of the comments we missed. Because not going to lie, one of the best parts about doing the live stream, the best part about doing live streams is actually getting to talk to you guys and actually getting to read comments and getting to brainstorm, spitball, getting inspired by the stuff that you guys talk back to me about. So I appreciate, the comments, and I appreciate you guys talking to us.
Not just shouting into the void and no response. It's
yeah.
You guys are real. You guys really exist. Are real people. It's hello. It's just a little black box that I'm staring at.
Yeah, I know.
The dogs think I'm crazy. They really do. When I sit down and live stream, they're like, "Who are you talking to?" Hi, I'm over here.
Yeah.
So, I
don't know what you're doing, Mom, but there seems to be a distinct lack of treats.
Kind of, right? Okay, I'm going up.
The best part is, this is actually progress.
No, I'm really excited. We get to start painting soon. Okay.
The big one is I finally have to actually start ordering electronic parts.
The fun problems.
Yes.
Bells and whistles, and those are like the most intimidating part, so we've been avoiding it at all cost. I want to get this piece.
Please do.
I see it, and I want it.
What's it? Did you get it in the other one?
What do you mean? Yeah, I did.
You got the, okay.
Yeah, I swear I got all the bits of... Nope, I missed a piece. I see it now. Ha ha ha, I'm going to get it.
All right.
These things are too much fun to peel. It's appealing.
It is very appealing. You are welcome to peel. I'm not worried. I'm just trying to get the last of the stuff that's really tight down here.
Steve D is asking, who is Jack Burton? I don't know.
Steve D is asking, who is Jack Burton? Because I'm wearing a Jack Burton trucking t-shirt from Visalia, California.
Okay.
Yes. This is a t-shirt from Big Trouble Little China. Not that this shirt appeared in the movie at all, but Kurt Russell's character was Jack Burton, and he drove a truck, which was the Pork Chop Express, which it says over here on the side. And that was... in the movie, anyway, that was the thing that Jack was trying to get back at one point, because the bad guys stole his truck, because they had to abandon it. Because, they were caught up in a street war. So, that's all. It's a t-shirt.
Spoilers! No, if you haven't seen it by
5 minutes
now.
of the movie.
Yeah.
It's part of the, motivation for the character. So that's all. It's a Big Trouble Little China shirt that I liked because it was subtle, because it wasn't, obvious.
So, I don't know if you guys noticed, but Odin always wears the same thing in all of his videos, and it wasn't until we started doing these live streams, and I'm always in something different, that I was like, hey, I'm going to start wearing these shirts that I like.
Yeah, I can start wearing other weird shirts.
And every time you guys comment on him, he loves it and wears more.
Makes me happy.
Brings out more of the cool shirts, so just saying. Wolverine Scratch, have you seen the new Proton Packs from the new Ghostbuster movie? Again, no, I have not.
Have not. Apparently I need to go look.
Right? I honestly want to see it all surprised. I don't want to know anything about it before I get into it.
Right. That won't happen for me. I'll end up seeing stuff about it, which is fine. Because, hey, we're doing videos about Proton Packs, people are going to talk about it, which that's, whatever.
I'm very oblivious. I can keep that up.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. I see nothing.
Channel your inner blonde.
So mysterious. Actually, in my head, it's like... Oh, never mind.
Yes. In my head, it's... Oh, wait, that's inappropriate.
Right.
There we go. It's funny as we cut these out of like a thin... we used the PVC film, but I can actually make them out of acrylic now.
Sorry, I missed that. What
that's okay. The lenses.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, these were cut out of a PVC film, right?
Yeah.
That I had.
Wasn't it
because it was easy?
Wasn't it an old...
It was, it was some stuff I had for a while. It was literally a thin PVC film I bought from Tap Plastics years ago.
Okay.
That I've used as gels for different things.
Yeah, gels, that's the word. I was like, wasn't it just an old gel that we stole from somebody?
Well, technically, no, it's not a filming gel. But it is,
okay,
but it isn't, yeah.
Okay, that's where I was confused because I thought it was just one of those. And you're like, no, it was actually a...
Yeah, it's some other high-tech piece of low-tech plastic.
Fancy plastic.
But I could actually laser cut them out of acrylic now.
Even it being transparent, you figured out the transparency?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yes, even it being transparent.
Yeah, because last time I cut something out, I didn't figure that part out yet.
Right.
But good problems.
Good problems. Yeah, the newest tool, the newest toy, you're backing up to get caught up on stuff. What's going on? Before I start...
No worries. I've already jumped back forward. I don't know. Luis Cossey has a question. Repeat question, apparently.
Okay.
What is the strongest glue for brittle 80s plastic?
Jesus.
Well, the thing is it preventative, or is it getting it back to using it again, or is it, like...
Sounds like he wants to fix toys.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, does it need to be flexible? Does it need to be rigid? Is it something that's now brittle that used to be flexible? Are you going to do a membrane on it? Are you going to back it? Do you need to give some kind of a support structure? It's more than just which glue as much as what do you need it to do. Right.
Yeah, that can be real tricky depending on the plastic that it is. A lot of it's styrene, which means model glue should work. But the hard part is with most of these glues... I would imagine you'd like it to not look like it was glued. And that's where it really gets tricky. I unfortunately would need to... And then also... I would end up doing a lot of internet searching on that. Yellow and change, and then it's like, what is the ultimate goal of the finished gluing? It would depend on which glues I would start with. And I would not say super glue is the first go-to. A lot of plastics will have a cloudiness. A white cloudy to go around it, and depending on what you have, even if it isn't transparent, you could still end up having this white fuzzy that doesn't go away because of the fumes coming off of the super glue. Yeah, and then we had a ball accident in the house. Toby. No, actually it wasn't Toby, but... Ball accident? Yeah, where we knocked over an entire thing of super glue. Oh, shit. And the thing is, it happened at night, and I didn't know what happened. Oh. And then I was I'm like, why does it feel like I have super glue all over my hands? I looked down, and I had super glue all over my hands, and it was on the ball that had bounced. Oh, shit. I dealt with that this weekend. Yeah. So you exfoliated your palms. Well, actually, as soon as I realized it was super glue, and it hadn't dried yet, I just immediately put soap. Oh, okay. Dawn dish soap into it before it could dry. Oh, and it made this white crust, and it just popped right off. If I hadn't realized it was super glue, it probably would have just a whole lot worse. But I had a copious amount of super glue on my hands, and I immediately put soap, Dawn dish soap on my hands, and it didn't do any damage to my skin. Good to hear, because it can. If you guys aren't aware, a thicker amount of super glue, right, like what she's talking about, can create a lot of heat when it's setting up because it sort of kicks off. I burnt myself using an accelerant. It has since healed a little bit. If you go back and look at some of my older videos when I was working on some of the Gundam stuff, I was working on the Gundam head. When I put the fan into the mohawk of the Gundam head, it is an exhaust fan. Two things I remember. I was also listening to the audiobook of Jurassic Park: The Lost World. I was setting it all up, had an accelerant, and spritzed the accelerant, and I was holding it in just such a way so the parts stayed together, and it dripped and ran down the back of my hand. And I think that's this scar.
Oh.
And that's super glue with an accelerant on it, and how much it heats up and can burn you.
You want to know how he got these scars?
You know how I got these scars? Super glue on a Gundam. Yeah. So, yeah, good to know and good thinking
Safety
before
first,
it did
people.
something.
Yeah, but yeah, there was super glue all over my home, and I was dealing with the consequences of that. But yes, soap saved my butt.
I think this one might be done too.
I see the one spot that I missed a piece right here.
Oh, okay.
'Cause
so the first time in months, and it's been a little bit, because you guys know, we've been stalling because I've been afraid of trying Creature Cast and doing something new.
But we're very happy.
Yeah, very happy with it. I like it. I'm really glad I finally, ripped the Band-Aid off and just did it. And I had a lot of help. Thank you, Chuck Gremlin.
Sorry.
It's okay. Finally get to see the Proton Packs untaped, because they've been taped for a while, and I know you guys remember that. So it's very, very, very cool.
We're making progress. It's satisfying and it feels good because, are we on years now? Is it more than a year? Are we multiple years?
Oh yeah, we're multiple years
into this project.
Yeah. No, well, it's part 24 of the Neutrona wand. I don't remember how many parts the packs had. I've totally lost count of this, but I think it's a new year. We're going to start a new project. It's 2022. Let's start making Proton Packs, if I remember right.
Right?
Yeah.
Remember we started this thing during the panorama?
Now, for the sake of the live stream, maybe it's lucky. It's really not lucky, and it's really a horrible way to put it. You got it. Good. There was a writer's strike and an actor's strike, which delayed the new Ghostbusters movie till March. So now we have, 6 months to get these done.
We have a deadline. Because it'd be cool to go see the movie with the packs. Mm-hmm. Because I like doing stupid stuff like that because it's fun.
It is fun. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes. Stupid stuff like that make life fun.
All right. I'm going to go look at some of the other ones.
Get some more bits and pieces.
Yep.
I'm going to push these off the table into this big box right here.
Okay.
Because that gives more space.
These are probably going to be a lot easier because these are the bumpers, which this one is dry twisted a little bit. That's all right. I'll just have to untwist itself. But this, I just took some super-sized popsicle craft sticks and hot glued them. So
Godzilla-sized tongue depressors.
Yeah, that leaks like mad.
Okay.
There it is.
Will you wear it for the frozen? Wait. Dadgummit, it moved. I was in the middle of a sentence.
Quick, everyone, make a comment so she can't keep up.
Okay, I'm just going to go back. Bernie David says, it's a cozy stream chatting with friends about stuffs.
Sweet. Appreciate that. Appreciate that that's the response and the thought.
Yeah. Dan Does Junk says, I recently subscribed to AJD on YouTube. He has videos on how to make Five Nights at Freddy cosplays on a budget, and they look really good.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome. Francisco Silvas, have you paid your dues? Have you smashed that severed hand of light to appease the algorithm?
He's quoting Big Trouble in China.
I know, but...
Yeah. Yeah, I've paid my dues. The check's in the mail.
Fabian says, will you wear it for the premiere of Frozen Empire? That's the one I was reading when it's all shifted.
Yeah.
So...
You paid your dues, Jack?
Hopefully.
I still want to see that. I've recently got... Shout Factory went on... a couple weeks ago, all the Shout Factory horror movie DVDs that they do went on sale, and so I bought their special edition of Big Trouble in Little China. Still haven't yet put it into the machine. I'd really like to watch that.
You got it.
Yeah, I got it.
DJ Stumping, I'm trying not to watch Ghostbusters trailers in the same fashion as not wanting to hear Mariah Carey's Xmas song. Sadly, for the latter, a shop near me was playing it from the end of September.
The Ghostbusters trailer? No.
Now that song's stuck in my head. Okay. San Francisco says the radio holsters from Ghostbusters 1 are made of that brittle plastics.
Oh, God. That's what we're being asked specifically. Oh, God, yeah. Some of that plastic is...
very brittle and needs to be replaced with a whole nother component a certain point.
Yeah, because that's not toy plastic. That's the radio plastics, and that could be... That's not Bakelite, at least, but...
But plastic does get brittle and just shatters.
Yeah. I know it's awesome having authentic stuff, but...
there's a certain point where authentic is just going to shatter.
Yeah, it might... yeah.
Yeah.
It is beyond my expertise to recommend a glue for that particular plastic, especially when it's potentially holding a radio and you're running around chasing ghosts.
You need it to be reinforced somehow. So whether you do something you can see or not see, or just completely save that part for the display and use something more practical for the...
My suggestion would be go do a search and troll in the replica prop forum, because those guys spend a lot of time and effort figuring that type of stuff out, and so they would probably know. You probably already do, but that would be the first place I would go and look, because that's way outside of... I don't have an immediate solution for that. Sorry. Not that I would safely want to recommend. I would hate to steer you in the wrong direction for something you can't replace.
Right. Good luck with that one.
Right.
Charlie the engineer, hello from Florida. The Fembot mask is very detailed and would be a great challenge for Odin. Does the Fembot have a mask? Why am I not matching it?
Well, technically...
when her face
comes off, and then it's the robot underneath.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be the Fembot mask.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense, because I'm like, I've done that costume so many times at the costume shop.
Yes. So, if I make a Fembot mask, are you going to make machine gun jumplies?
We used to have those at the costume shop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like I said, I've done that costume.
You've done that, yeah.
And I'm like, wait, I was missing a... Yeah. Okay. It took me a second. I had to picture it. I need reference images.
Yeah, she had a speaker, I think, and a couple of tubes, right, for what the eyes are supposed to be.
Sort of like what we did with that one video?
Yeah, very much like we did that one video. They were very heavily inspired by Fembots. Yeah. So, I don't know how, but they found the first video we worked on.
Do it all the time.
Yeah, do it all the time.
Was it that one?
Yep.
Okay. It's the orange one.
Yeah, it's the orange one.
The light red.
Yes, if you...
Very specifically, we need light red. You mean pink? No, light red. I think I nailed it on the color light red. I'm just saying.
Tubes. Clapper valves.
The thingamajigs.
Doohickeys and stuff.
So, Danda's got a Mazda ad. And
nice.
Steve D got a Shopify advert.
Oh, okay.
Shady Fox is in the Black Friday ads.
Oh, hey, we should hook...
Ace has an x-ray scanner here.
Ace got an x-ray scanner ad. That could be kind of cool.
Right. Sean Clark says, come on, Felicia. I don't know what that's a reference to, but okay.
I don't know.
Stephen Hall says, hi. Hi, Stephen Hall.
Hello, Stephen Hall.
Darth Nick says, I build high-end proton packs. I don't do foam work, but it's a skill I find extremely satisfying to watch and admire wholeheartedly.
Excellent. I love the high-end stuff. I just work with foam because I like it. And then it kind of became my thing, right?
Devil you know versus the devil you don't know. Yeah. I know how to use this material to solve my problems and issues.
Yep.
And it's in my price point, and I understand it.
But totally have mass respect for the high-end stuff, because, yeah.
Right? But what's crazy is, like, sometimes you get those proton packs next to each other, and it's like, that's wood, and you're like, wait, that's foam, and that's metal, and you can't tell what it is for reals until you poke it.
Right. My favorite one is, and that one's made from Tupperware. Yeah.
And that's a baking sheet.
And that's a baking sheet, and that's a cheap Pelican case, and that's a...
Yeah.
And it's just totally the wrong things cobbled together, but you know what it is. You also know it's not, it's Egon's pack, or it's not Stance's pack, but still. to be honest, I didn't understand or realize there was a small enough difference that you could tell whose pack was whose from the movie, because I enjoyed the movie, a lot, and I loved like the Terror Dogs, because I like monsters, and I love the set they built for the Stay Puft Man and all that, but I didn't appreciate that there was that fine of a detail change between the packs that you could tell.
Right.
I apologize, everyone. That was something new for me.
Dan This Junk says, any plans to 3D print anything for this Ghostbusters build? Not that I can think of off the top of my head.
Not that I can think of off the top of my head. We might have to 3D print a case, a holster for a radio. Yeah, not at the moment. I'm not against it. I've actually looked up Ghostbuster pack parts on printables and on Thingiverse just to see. And yeah, we could totally 3D print an entire pack. And what's sad is we could have 3D printed the pack a lot faster than we spent them. But
that's filament sanding, priming, and it's brittle, and then you still have to
yeah, and it's more of a crafting tool set that I'm not very good with. Early on with 3D printing, I ran into problems I didn't realize I had, and they kicked my butt enough that I've got a mental block against it. And it's a totally me thing. I didn't appreciate or understand that temperature and humidity were major with causing prints to fail. And so I would get a new printer, hook it all up, and have a new filament that was opened up out of its sealed case that has the moisture control in it, and it would print great. And then I'd come back 2 months later, and I would just get spaghetti. It would never work again. And that frustration I stopped trying. I'm really grateful that there's someone in the shop now that knows that and can work around it. So
not me.
Thank you, Shop Growing, for helping with that. So no, there is a good possibility of stuff getting 3D printed, but at the moment, I don't think there's any plans. I didn't pull it down, and I should have. I forgot to. My box of PKE Meter stuff is up there.
You're like, I'm gonna, and then you left it up there.
Yeah, and then I left it up there because way back during DIY Prop Shop, someone pointed out in comments that one of the shoe polishers that was originally used to create the original PKE Meter prop was for sale on eBay for like $10. I bought it. So I've got it, and yeah, I would. So you talk about making high-end replica proton packs. I would be interested in taking that, because I got the right thing, to make a high-end replica of a PKE meter. But the one thing that I would be willing to change, which might irk a lot of people, the original screen use prop just had a couple of different arcs of green LEDs that would just blink in sequence, right? It basically was a switch and two different 555 timer chips and make them. And that's all it was for what it was reading. I would be willing to upgrade the screen of the prop with a microprocessor to actually have a graphic display of something.
So you could play a movie on it. You could play Doom if you wanted to, kind of a thing.
Yeah, or even if it was, I've seen some really cheap 1-inch LCD monitors that are just like 2-color, and they don't do much. It's a 186 pixel display, right? It's not, you probably can't play Doom on it, but you could do more with it.
They did it on a pregnancy test, so.
The fact you can play Doom on your refrigerator is pretty cool.
But I saw it on a pregnancy test, and it made me laugh so hard, because it's like, if you have a screen, is it possible?
It's possible to play Doom on it. Well, it was written for a 486 computer.
Exactly. So I'm just saying, I love living in the future. Yeah. That's my point.
That's a good point. So yeah, that is a high-end prop I would have interest in. And one of the things that hasn't exactly stopped me, but kind of, with pursuing that is the fact that the arms, if I was to do this and use the actual prop, I would want aluminum arms, and I don't have the ability to easily cut or create those arms from aluminum to where they could gear up on the inside. I mean, I could like do it with a rotary tool, and I could fiddle with it, and I could file it, and I'm sure I could sit down with a good audiobook and do it. I haven't, because I want to just use a laser, damn it, and I can't, because I don't have a fiber laser that'll cut metal. Yet. And every time I come across a new laser that somebody wants me to play with, that's the first question. Can it do aluminum? No. Yet.
We tried.
Yeah, we tried.
we tried. Eventually, we'll figure it out. Raccoon Boy says, hello, Odin. How are you?
Hello, Raccoon Boy.
Fabian says, imagine Dirty Nick wearing a lightweight Proton Pack.
Do I have to imagine Dirty Nick?
Who's Dirty Nick?
I don't know. But
Jerry Can Cosplay says, when you made the double barrel shotgun a while back, did you make the breaking action reload thing?
No, I haven't made any. I've made 3 different shotguns at this point, and all of them are double barreled, because there's the Doom shotgun, there's a sawed-off shotgun that's up there on the wall, and then I got a full shotgun over here for, and none of them actually have a breaking action, because I didn't want to make any moving parts on the gun. The last one that I made, which was for a production, was for a historical reenactment, was one where I could have made a breaking action, because it wasn't going to go to a con. So it would have been okay, but I just didn't want to do it. I didn't want to add...
It's another layer of complexity when you could just be done.
Yeah, exactly. And this was one of those, oh crap, it's the last minute, I got to get it done projects. So, yeah, no, it's PVC pipe, foam, whatever else.
A belt piece,
right? Belt pieces. Well, I had to put a sling on it. That became one of the last minute requests is, oh, we're going to need a sling. Do you have a... and it had to be a period, right? It was like, 50s. Do you have a period sling or 30s? And so thankfully I did.
Of leather. Oh.
No, I actually, it's just a leather sling. I have a rifle, and I have a rifle sling for it. And it was a leather one that was just an older style, and it has the age because it's older, so I was able to put that on it.
Cool.
But it went back to where it belonged. It didn't stay on the foam one. So yeah, no, none of those have a breaking action. I did it to the Samaritan. I did it to Hellboy Samaritan pistol. It was big enough, and I could, and it was fun. But I'm probably not going to try and pursue that again.
Yes. DJ Stumpy says, would creature cast work on paprika builds from cardboard? I've got very flimsy red dwarf bazooka that needs attention, or just a total rebuild. Honestly, it's not that hard to do something a second time when you're rebuilding. If you already have your patterns figured out and you've done it once,
right? Don't
be afraid of the rebuild. Just as somebody who doesn't like ripping apart things, right. Sometimes it's easier just to start over. But it is an option.
It is an option. Paprika can be a lot of little fiddly cuts.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, okay, good. Yeah.
It's darts.
But it's lots of darts and lots of triangular.
But cardboard would it strengthen up the membrane?
Sure.
Is the question.
Yeah, sure. I would probably... Would I? My go-to would probably be epoxy resin or even polyester resin, but epoxy is a bit easier to work with. For fiberglassing resins.
This is not going to make it more rigid, and it may soak into the top, and it may give you more of those corrugated looks. So that's what test section first. But you could do quite a few layers to create a membrane on your cardboard base. Yeah. Because I'm not anti-cardboard. I love working with the material in general, so I give it a chance as much as I can. But yeah, tell me how it goes.
What's neat is I don't remember Now, I haven't seen all the episodes of Red Dwarf, but I don't remember the bazooka at all.
Yes.
God, I've seen, maybe, probably not even half. I've probably seen a selection. The other one that I remember seeing a little bit of and I enjoyed, and I really should try and look for again, is Blake 7. I remember seeing like...
Paprika or Paprika.
Paprika, right. I knew what you said. You said paprika. Well, paprika will also respond really well to super glue. Actually, I don't know. Don't try that.
Now I need some deviled eggs for my paprika.
There you go.
Paprika, paprika.
And I knew what you said, so I just went with it. I didn't even think to correct you.
That makes me laugh. Ace is like, Dan, I'm sitting here chuckling every time they say it.
Because I probably said paprika too, right? I probably just went right with it. Didn't even catch it.
Paprika, but paprika.
Yeah. Paprika, yeah, whichever it is. Oh, that's great. It's good though. I like that. It's a neat little art form.
Yes.
I speak good.
It's okay, Toby. He's like, what? The sky is falling. It's not the sky. It's just a tube, Toby. Bruno?
He's over here on the blanket.
Oh, okay.
He's curled up being good.
That makes sense.
Alrighty.
He's being very good today. I'm appreciating that.
So let's hook up a hot glue gun. Here it is.
Oh, Dirty Nick is just a typo of Darth Nick. Thanks for the that Now I'm Dirty Nick.
Darth Nick. It's also a good name. But Dirty Nick. Yeah.
Luis Cossey says the new HasLab. Is that how you say it?
HasLab, yes.
HasLab. There you go. PKE may have metal arms. So.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Of course there's going to be a HasLab PKE. So HasLab is Hasbro's high-end collectible, toy line. Okay, you're nodding. She knows. All right.
Yeah, no.
I just want to mansplain it. Would you let me?
It's okay. I get it. Like they know their markets. Just saying.
Yeah, they do.
If they have the resources, why not? Like.
Right.
At the costume shop, we would buy the high-end costumes, like Batman suits, all the time because they rented.
Yeah.
The people want the high-quality stuff. I'm just saying.
So that's the roll bars. That's a roll bar. What's funny is most of this goes to the Neutrona one, because there's you got the wand, and then there's the. Oh, I guess these don't. These are part of the packs. That's right. These are part of the packs. Because the holes for the glue sticks. Yeah.
Glue sticks, the
glow sticks.
Glow sticks. The
Speak
paprika
good.
files.
With the paprika file.
The paprika. We're making deviled eggs over here. What else do you put paprika on?
Might be good on popcorn.
Maybe.
Is that good for the audio? Is that a nice AMSR file? Squeak, squeak, squeak. And this glues up here. Okay. And then this valve goes here.
Okay. Charlie the engineer says the fembot I am referring to is the bionic woman, not Austin Powers.
Oh! Joe! Jesus, right. There was a fembot. Wow, I forgot about that one.
I just went Austin Powers because that's...
Yeah, well, that's what they called them. Mm-hmm. I would have to look at that mask again. It was similar, though, wasn't it? It was still kind of similar. The fembot, because there was the Oscar Goldman... Also, there was a bot version of that, right? I remember the toy more than I do the show, because it had the face that came off. So yeah, Jamie Summers. Okay, I have to look that up. That'd be interesting. That's a Dragon Con cosplay there. Anything that's got that, yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
So I want to take the grips, right? Which so Creature Cast. The grips are EVA foam. These are the sculpted things that we had done with some clay on the ends to seal them all up. I actually want to seal these with Plastidip because they're touchy, right?
Yeah.
And they need to be squishy. So we're going to have 3 different seals on the Neutrona wand because of the properties that we'll get for each of them. We've got the vinylized spray paint from the PVC pipe. We have Creature Cast on all the rubber parts, all the foam parts, and then I want to put Plastidip on the actual grips. So that's what I'm trying to work on next.
But yeah.
And then it'll be 2:00. And I've got mail to open. I've got one thing to open up that you get to comment on, and we'll get completely distracted and away from actually doing anything.
Yay! Raccoon Boy says, Odin, how big of a Doctor Who fan are you?
Fairly big. I started watching Doctor Who in the 80s on PBS. Tom Baker was my first Doctor. I've watched through every episode up till Sylvester McCoy had 2 seasons. So I think I saw the first season of Sylvester. Somewhere along the line, I kind of stopped watching before Sylvester McCoy ended. I had set up a video projector in my apartment to watch the 8th Doctor movie full screen because I was excited for it. Then I saw it. And then was super happy when it all came back. So I've seen a few, read a few books, know a little bit.
Like, I get really into it, but then I get emotionally attached to the Doctor every time, and then it takes me a moment to mourn the loss of one Doctor even though they're the same.
it's the same character, but it's an actor. It's their take on it. So, yeah, I get it totally.
I get emotionally attached, and so after a few doctors, I had to just take a break.
Yeah.
And I haven't gotten back on that train yet because I know, I have to forget who the other one was so I can move forward. Personally.
Yeah, the Matt Smith Doctor. Matt Smith himself didn't really bug me, but for whatever reason, the Amy Pond and Rory subplot, which kind of became the main plot, I'm done with this now. Can we move on? And it's like season 3. Hey, we're going to do this again. It's like, all right. And so I kind of stopped with Matt Smith. I did watch some of, oh, God, I'm forgetting the guy's name. Immediately after Matt Smith, the 12th Doctor. He was great because as a character thing, he was obsessed with his own death. And that was, well, that sounds horrible for Doctor Who. That was a neat little personality trait that he had. Wow, he used to know all the actors. I can't remember his name right now.
That's okay. No, none of the actors.
They'll let me know.
It's just the Doctor.
Yeah. Yes, I'm excited for the new episodes. No, I haven't seen anything about them yet.
Taking your tape, your lines that you made for Shop Gremlin to stand.
Right.
And he is taking them off of your carpet for you. Very
that's fine. Their purpose is done. As long as that's all he's doing, he's not chewing up the edges again.
Yeah, he's not chewing the floor, but he's peeling your tape. And now he's licking himself because he knows better. But I'm
now we're watching him.
Yeah, he knows.
Yeah.
But he's every time I look away, he's like,
It's convenient to have focus marks on the floor. So if you guys aren't aware of this for doing anything with a camera, there's what's called the focal plane. Basically, think of it as like a plane of glass, right? And everything in that little tiny, and it's really thin with my cameras. That's where the focus is. You see it all the time here with camera 2, where something's in focus, I move back a little bit and it's not, and forward a little bit and it's not. So if you put a piece of tape on the floor, and when a person walks up, they know that that's the spot where they need to stand in order to be in focus for the camera. And yeah, Toby's helping clean those up. Thank you, Toby.
Right. Yeah. He doesn't, he lets Bruno have most of the toys in the house. In general, Bruno gets first dibs at toys. Right. And Bruno also doesn't like Toby ruining his toys because he ruins it.
Toby ruins?
Toby ruins it, yeah. Because Bruno will keep a toy nice for a while, where Toby, 5 minutes into a toy, it's gone, Because he's just a big dog. He
just likes to tear it up.
When we didn't have a Bruno, the toys would just be, we give it to him, and then they'd be gone. And it was why bother spending more than $1?
Yeah.
But now that we have Bruno, Toby, actually lets Bruno have all the toys. And so he
shares.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
No, Toby is very kind to Bruno. He used to let him eat first all the time, and then he realized he's a greedy little dog. And he's like, no, you need to let me eat
too.
Yeah. But he, genuinely, makes sure that Bruno has his toys to play with.
Okay.
And he won't chew Bruno's toys, but he has his favorite toy that he does not like to, when he hears it, is a water bottle.
Yeah.
He likes a plastic water bottle, and his favorite thing is to get the lid off. And then he's happy, and he will walk away, but he's just that's
his game, is to bite because I want to get the lid to come off.
He needs to pop the lids off.
Okay.
And that is the Toby things. And so he just, very rarely do I see him start to play with toys because Bruno will take the toy from him, or he will just be nice and let Bruno have the toy. Okay. But the one thing where I'm he's this is mine. Is those stupid water bottles. But... Toby's a sweet boy.
Anything happened there?
Probably a ton, actually.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, because Real Monkey wants some deviled eggs now, and that was from a while ago.
Right.
Sharp Shot Effect says, when Mike Myers started screaming at the guys for how bad the foam smelled, he went back to the shop and they did everything they could to make the foam smell worse.
Okay.
I can see people being that petty.
Yeah, well, it's, on both ends. Uh-huh. Right. I'm actually not familiar with that behind the scenes thing, but okay.
Yes. Marvel Guy, what tips about cosplay do you take from the most? Ben, Edie, or Evil Ted? Whoever gives the most relevant information to the information I need, honestly.
Pretty much. When I was starting out doing my videos, needing to research what it was I was going to do, Ben Edie wasn't producing the videos, so it was Evil Ted for me. And the duct tape and aluminum foil for making a pattern, watched Evil Ted's videos. That's where I learned it. So, yeah.
Brittany Davis says David Tennant's the best doctor. Charlie the engineer says, yes, it has a lot of electronics. Dr. Franklin's son was a different looking, easier to make. And Sharp Shot Effects says, upon rewatching, I think 12 might be my new favorite. He's the kindest doctor in a way.
Yeah, he was cool. I almost had his name and I lost it again. The actor.
And Raccoon Boy says, I started to watch the 9th Doctor and I'm in the middle of the 11th. The 12th Doctor actor is named Peter Capaldi.
Capaldi, yes. I really liked Peter Capaldi. David Tennant is the best Doctor.
He's the first one that I fell in love with because he's where I started the show.
Yeah.
And then it was like every new Doctor, it takes me a minute to mourn the loss of the last one before I can move on to the next one. It's hard.
Yeah, it's hard.
They end and then you have to start again and it's life, but it's still like it's hard.
Yes. Yeah, and why is David Tennant the best Doctor? I don't know. His delivery, the fact that he's able to just rapid fire super pseudoscience nonsense like it's real. I don't know. It's probably
he's adorkable.
He's totally adorkable. And also, honestly, he is a hardcore Doctor Who fan. The 5th Doctor, Peter Davison, was David Tennant's favorite Doctor, and I'm sure that helped a bit. And and it gets more fun with David Tennant's wife, I believe, is the daughter of Peter Davison. But that's not why they got married. But it happened to work out and be convenient.
I don't judge.
I'm trying to shake up Plastidip, which is also cold because it's in here, so I'm going to put it in my pocket to help warm it up.
The secret to spraying things in the colder weather is a bucket of hot water.
Which is on the far side of the building, and I'm not going to leave Felicia alone for that.
No, but yeah, I had to use that because the other day I needed to spray paint stuff, and it wasn't coming out, and I'm like, we need to do the water bucket trick, and they're like, what? The water bucket trick? Well, if the contents of the spray paint aren't the right temperature, it's just not going to set right. You're going to get the wrinkles, and it's stupid.
Yep.
So you put a bucket full of hot water and you just stir around your spray paint bottles in it until they're the same temperature as the bucket of water, and then it sprays like they're not freezing outside.
And this is just the hot tap water straight from your hot water heater. It doesn't need to be like boiled or
No,
anything.
you don't want to explode the paint. It's just the hottest water that you can get out of the tap for most people's tap, unless you have it oddly set high, okay?
Right, yeah.
You weirdos don't count. But
fringe cases don't count.
If you can scald yourself with the water, that might be too hot.
Might be too hot.
Just a little bit. But yeah, if you're in a colder climate or dealing with cold weather, I 100% recommend that because I've had that issue way too many times than I care to admit.
Yes.
Because every time I need to spray paint, it's like cold.
Yep, like now! It's not that cold, but it's colder. It's cold enough to cause a problem for spray paint, at least, especially in the shop.
Right? It's like
Outside
at Smosh, every time we had to film things in bikinis and swimwear, it was winter time, and every time we had to film like giant bird costumes, it was like 100-degree weather.
Yep.
And it's like my fault that the costumes are cold or hot. And I'm like,
you guys wrote a script for ski jackets. It's July. What do you want? Yeah.
And it's the same thing for commercials too, because like doing different ad campaigns. Well, it's summertime, but we got to get all that Christmas stuff in.
Yep.
Or you do the whole year in a weekend.
Yeah.
Where it's like we had the holidays, we had the summer, we had the thing, and you have to make sure you hit all those.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fun problems, right?
Trying to think, was I ever part of that shoot with doing I don't know if I was ever part of a shoot doing multiple seasons.
I've done a lot of alcohol commercials.
Oh, okay.
So we'll do like their branding packages. So we get like the whole package done.
Gotcha, the whole package for the year done. Okay, that makes sense. So it's not a script where it's going through.
No, like for cars, we'll get all the detail shots, all the things. So it's like their year package for like alcohol. It's like there's weird rules and specifications.
That makes sense.
Like you can't show Santa Claus. It's like all those weird things, but you get them in the wrong seasons. And I think I don't want to say all these brands just because. I don't want to get in trouble. But
this is totally not a sponsored video.
No, not at all. I did
really not.
Supermarket, we'll just say a supermarket, their ad campaign for their holiday season. I found it out exactly when it is the furthest away from the holidays. Because, like the Christmas in July, we were preparing for the holidays in that weird season where there's nothing left on clearance. Nothing's out yet. The holidays haven't started, and there is no whiff of it in the air. and it's like, oh, this is a magical time of year. You don't notice it because it's like...
Because it's just not there. Okay.
It's, like people are Christmased out already in September.
Oh,
and then it
yeah.
goes past January, February.
Yeah.
We were in just that weird moment of there is no Christmas things to be in sight, and we had to make it all holidays for the grocery store.
The grocery store.
Like, we even had to decorate the grocery store, and we had
so you had to find garland, you had to find sleigh bells and all that stuff.
All the stuff completely out of season.
Wow.
Like, and just one prep day, kind of a
thing. Right, exactly.
But it was just like I had to savor the moment of going, look it's nowhere to be seen, because that just doesn't happen. Like,
it's causing a problem for me, but I appreciate it.
Right? No, I feel like it.
Okay.
Yeah, Christmas is easy peasy. It's the colors and the styles, but it's just like.
Yeah.
I got to appreciate that moment of, it's the exact opposite time of the year, because we never do things in the right time.
No.
It's just not the way you're supposed to.
No, because you have to have the time for the production to go through its little gamut of everything, so the video comes out on the season.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right, we have toys to play with.
We have toys to play with. So it's 1 o'clock. I like to open up mail if I do get any, and I did. So I've got two things I'm going to bring out. One, because I want Felicia to have a reaction to it, and then the other one because I was told it is related, but I haven't even opened it up at all yet. So I've got two boxes.
I know that thing.
First is this. So we ran into what seemed like a problem, and it kind of was. So yeah, this is all just related stuff that goes along with that doesn't need to come out necessarily.
Oh, okay, I see.
Shock Roman purchased the current Brother sewing machine that you had picked up, right?
Yes.
The current model, because interest in doing stuff. And so we brought that to SAC Anime Summer and or Winter, Summer, and started using it. And it's great because I like the machine and it works, and I can sew and repair costumes and whatnot. Because it's able to sew costume stuff. I can sew backpack straps. I can sew multi-layers of weird fabrics with it. It worked for me, but it requires a bit of a touch for putting it away properly. And some of the other people who are helping us were way too, oh my God, get into it, and there was
That's part of the reason I like my machine, because I throw it away and don't worry about the people.
Yeah.
Because
but they changed how because on yours it telescopes down, so you can just mash it. It looks so close to yours, but the new one doesn't. It flips out, and you go to mash it, and if you catch it, you can break it off. And and when you go to put the mashing it is putting the hard case over it.
Yeah, the hard case isn't as intuitive as I want it to be, by the way.
No,
yeah.
Because this has to flip in, which is a completely the different direction from putting the hard case on. And then just in general, like other pieces kind of scattered.
It's not, the hard case does not have space for all the pieces that go with the thing, so it doesn't go into a nice package as much as I want it to.
So we looked at, let's get a cheap machine to take for cosplay repair. So I was using this one to fix a couple of things at home, and honestly, after I got one stitch to work right, and then after rethreading it, backing it up, ripping out problems, and trying to work with it for about 2 hours, I pretty much had one opinion for it.
You want to throw it away?
But
okay.
It was pointed out that this machine isn't the same type of workhorse, and it is really good at basically sewing basics, which to me is not cosplay, because I'm not going to sew.
Okay, so sewing machines. I have worked in costuming, and what he's talking about costuming, sewing, leather, multiple layers, sequins. Bad word, hot glue.
Yes. For me, vinylized canvas drop cloths,
Odd materials, plastics, feathers, all these things that I personally have thrown through sewing machines. And I've also been the person who's repaired a lot of these sewing machines.
Right.
Vintage sewing machines are workhorses and they're great, but they do not sew modern stretch fabrics, they just get tangled in the bottom, so you can't use them for those. And I don't particularly like these knob machines because you have to, it's like tuning a radio to get things to work the way you want them to work.
What I grew up with is tuning TV, so it doesn't bother me.
But the sewing machine I recommended to him, the reason I recommended it is because you turn it off and on again and it automatically goes to the straight stitch. So no matter how weird and wonky you get your settings, you can always just go straight stitch just from turning it on.
Yeah, this is a brother machine.
I just appreciate computerized machines for that reason. So it's just a computerized machine. Then also that machine is a lightweight one that is easily thrown around. Like that one piece telescopes, it doesn't all fit in the plastic, but it's abusable. It's like I threw it in the backseat of my car every time I went to school. Like, I brought it to Cosplay Repair, didn't bat an eye letting other people use it. You know, like I worked at a costume shop where we like really beat sewing machines, and I'm like, this one's fine.
Right.
It doesn't feel like it. It feels kind of lightweight, but it's a pretty good solid sewing machine. After I got that one, I got a embroidery machine that was heavy duty, very heavy. You could be a regular sewing machine or you could put on the arm to it. But then I broke that one. It fell on the ground.
Okay.
Because I was bringing it back and forth when I was working at Smosh.
Yeah, that totally would kill it.
Yeah.
Well, that's also an environment that would kill anything, yeah.
No, I know, but I loved working there. But
No, I didn't. When I was caught up in the moment, it annoyed the piss. But looking back on it, I did.
I was all about it.
Yeah, it was great.
But yeah, I totally broke my sewing machine there. And so I replaced it with a few different ones before I ended up back with the one that I had in college.
Yeah.
Like the Panorama hit and all the sewing machines shot up in price.
Right.
But meanwhile in there, I did go for one of these sewing machines. And as somebody who's been obsessed with tiny sewing machines since I was a tiny little kid, I freaking hate them. They're not sewing machines, they're just something to keep a kid busy. Because you're not ever going to actually make anything. But I did get this version of this sewing machine, and it does its job. I bought it as a set machine so that I could bring it on set without having to worry about destroying my machine. This is before I got the one that I recommended to you.
Right.
It's so slow. It does the stitch.
Yeah, it does a base stitch, and I'm sure it would hem pants really well.
It does it. I made a quilt out of denim.
Okay.
I did it.
It wouldn't sew backpack strapping.
That could be a needle thing.
Okay.
If you don't have a fresh needle, a lot of the skip stitches and stuff, a lot of those sewing machine issues can be solved with changing your needle out. FYI, if you're having sewing machine issues, first thing you do is re-thread it. If that doesn't help, change your needle. I know those both sound like not... Did you try turning it off and on again? But if you're having issues with your sewing machine, first thing you do, re-thread it. If that doesn't work, change your needle, because it could be the bend, it could be the dullness, and instantly, like, your problems will... and then the third thing you look at is your bobbin incorrectly, or is it flipped the other way?
Oh, God, that's so hard with this one. There's no good instructions in installing the bobbin. Literally, the instruction for this was, it's like, oh, here it is. And I'm taking it apart. Okay, how do I put the bobbin in? And it literally says, look carefully about how you remove the bobbin, because that's how you put it back in.
And I just flipped it.
Yeah. It's like, oh, great. No, I found someone who did a review on it, and they said make sure it's pulling off like it's a letter P, and then put it in. Then it's going to be threaded the right way.
I would probably put a mark on your thing so that you could say which side the thread needs to be pulled out. Pretty much. But that's number 3. I would check the bobbin.
So for me, I rethreaded this thing constantly. I think I changed the bobbin once. The one thing I changed the needle because it bent. It was doing its thing and I know it hit and I went, well, the needle's screwed.
Exactly. So change your needle, change your needle, change your needle.
I still ended up literally throwing it in the trash.
Do you know what I did with mine?
You turned it, yes? What did you do with yours?
I turned it into a purse. I spray painted it red and added a ribbon that would travel in a loop around it, so while I was walking it's sewing. And it's a cute little purse that I can swing around, but I don't use it for sewing.
This will probably still not go into cosplay repair because it can do real basic stuff. It's battery operated, which is amazing.
Battery operated. That's why I got it originally, because batteries.
Yeah, batteries. It just takes a few batteries, and it's
4. double A.
Yeah, sorry.
4 double A's, yeah.
4. And it's just a 5-volt power. But anyway, I'm not trying to sell a sewing machine.
No, I know,
just,
but
yeah.
we want these sewing machine. I want a cheap little easy one. I looked into this one. It is really slow stitching. It is not a workhorse. It is it's a basic. I do not recommend it. Yes, it's cheap.
It was $50 at Amazon. It was cheap.
Yeah, I think
for a sewing machine.
I think I spent $40 when I got it, but it was like
the rotary tool from Ryobi that you want is $50.
Yeah, like
yeah.
I got it. I wouldn't buy it again. I do know how to use it, and yes, I did complete one project on it. One.
Because you're
it's
going
so
to, dang
slow.
It. Right.
It does not do a fast job, and it does not do a solid good. I'm very happy. Like, it's not tight stitches. Not that you want tight stitches. It's just...
So what I'm going to, for myself, we're going to keep this one, because it does work.
Yeah.
But for cosplay repair, I'm going to watch Black Friday sales and try and get the brother. that way the other one doesn't get broken.
It doesn't necessarily have to be a brother. I just particularly like mine.
This is true. I've had good experience with them. I can make the brother work.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with it. That's why I'm going to get it.
I heard Bernina has a good one that people have been using that seems like a good workhorse. I don't have a very good taste in my mouth when it comes to Berninas.
I need to go over to Meisinger's. Did I say it right?
By Meisner's?
Yeah, Meisner's. Nope, didn't say it right. Still adding a G. I still need to go over to Meisner's. For 2 reasons. One, I've got an old Kenmore workhorse that just needs to be cleaned and
I do like a good old Kenmore, but Kenmore does not exist anymore. It's Janome.
Yeah, so it's just all mechanical, the dial that she hates. And I know there's all sorts of problems with it. Maybe more expensive than it's worth. But
sentimental sewing machines are a thing. I'm just saying. Sorry.
I know somebody who works there, and Yaya Han is putting out a new cosplay branded Bernina. And we might be able to get one to use in cosplay repair.
So, I'm totally down for that.
Totally down for
that. I can be a bit brand snob because it's just like I know this thing is going to interact with, like my Singer embroidery machine. Would read all the files. It didn't only read brother embroidery files. Like I appreciated that, and I like the interconnectivity. Yes, there's some brands that I will like. But I hated my Death Star, and that was a Singer.
Right.
So it's
and that thing's still for sale. I saw it at Joann's this weekend.
That's because it's a solid machine. It's a basic solid machine, and they even have a computerized version of it. Okay. I just am very hard on sewing machines.
Okay.
And I broke it. Like, I didn't even get a project hardly out of it before
you guys seen it. The Death Star was the gray, very square, blocky Singer sewing machine. You brought it. You did Mermaid's Tales and a few other things here with it. It was on the show.
Yeah, no, I did not enjoy it. The experience of using, like, the thing is I used it when I was in New York helping my friend with her wedding dress.
Oh, okay.
And her husband works as a designer, and that was his sewing machines that I was using. And I'm like, this is a very masculine sewing machine. And
yes!
It seemed very tough. And I was like, this is a nice sewing experience. And it had the abstract stitch, which is one of those weird criteria that's on my specific list that may not be on anybody else's radar list. But of all the stitch options, most of them don't matter. But there's like a few particular ones that matter to me. Mm-hmm. And that one had it.
What is the abstract, for those of us who do and don't know, what is the abstract stitch and why is it important to you?
Okay, so certain stitches that I need, abstract being one of them, it is a zigzag stitch that takes a kind of meandering path so that you do not get you can't see the stitching lines on lace, and you can stitch down the edges of lace and kind of hide your stitching. Because if you have a straight line, it creates a top stitch line.
Visual line you can see. Okay.
So
I didn't know if it was like stretchy or something.
It does stretch.
Oh, okay.
It does have a stretch to it, so you typically do a zigzag for the stretch, but instead of doing a zigzag where you can get the strong line, it kind of meanders the path a little bit.
Okay.
So that it breaks it up, and there's a slight tilt to the stitch. Because some of the stitches go like this, and then they V up in the middle, and there's a slight tilt to it, and that slight tilt keeps any of the lines from being straight, so it doesn't draw attention to the lines. You can see it versus you can't see it. So it's a blending thing.
Okay.
Another stitch that I look on on sewing machines, and most modern ones have them, is a stretch stitch. It looks like a straight stitch, but it goes a little bit back.
Oh, right.
So that you can have a straight stitch
But it stretches for the modern fabrics that stretch. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So those are two that I look for on sewing machines, and the abstract stitch is a little bit more tricky to get because that slight bend makes a big difference.
Right. And these are just styles of stitches. This isn't a brand specific stitch.
No, these are fancy stitches. So an industrial sewing machine only does a straight stitch.
Right.
Home sewing machines do all these other fancy stitches, and it's like, why do I need these fancy stitches? Well, they have their places.
Okay.
Buttonholes, edge finishes, top stitching, yeah. So, anyways.
Cool.
I have opinions about sewing machines, and it's not necessarily about the brand. It's like there's weird things. Does it have a knee knocker? Those are like.
Well, I knew that. That's why I was excited about bringing this out, because I knew we would get some information. So, what I have not opened yet that is actually mail that arrived. Jerry Fail. And now I'm trying to remember. Yeah, Jerry Can Cosplay. He participates with Cosplay Repair and enjoys doing stuff. So he's the one that sent in the machine last time for the. It's lunchtime. Yeah, grommet. I was gonna say
the rabbit ear punch.
Yeah, the rabbit ear punch for grommet.
It wasn't a punch, but yeah.
Yeah. He sent another package that I haven't looked at, but I was told goes along with this, so I should have brought that too. Okay.
So this has a straight stitch, a blind hem, two different blind hems, tight zigzags for buttonholes.
Okay.
Wide zigzag and narrow zigzag. But all of these can be dialed.
Yeah.
On how tight they are.
And that's with my Kenmore. You would select one of the 12 stitches it could do, and then you had other dials for how small or large it was. And
this one doesn't change the sizes, though. It only picks whether it's the stitch or not.
Okay.
It doesn't look like it has a stitch.
Yeah, because that's just tension.
That's tension. This is which stitch. I think that's why you have the options of the zigzags.
Gotcha. Okay.
They're predetermined. That's annoying. Sorry.
It's a cheap machine.
No, I know.
Yeah, my Kenmore, I remember doing a fake embroidery for the Eddie jacket for Rocky Horror. And I was sewing really slow, and I had it cranked all the way up to 7. And as I was doing the sun rays, I was slowly dialing it down to get it to be a point. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's completely...
Yeah, that was doable with a mechanical machine.
This is a mechanical one, but still.
Yeah, but that's a...
Yeah, no, I get it. This is the problems you don't know until you know.
Right.
But
so I've had one experience with this machine, and it did not end well for the machine.
No.
But it's not really hurt. It's just
not that bad. It's just not that great. Needle and thread in your hand probably could do a better job, just to tell you the honest truth.
My biggest fear with this, and the reason why I reacted the way I did to it, was even with the brother, I was having to rethread it and talk people through. It's like, no, I was doing the thing wrong. Well, your bobbin's wrong. No, the bobbin's fine. No, I can see the bobbin's wrong. And I was having to force talking some volunteers through it. I didn't want to have to do that with this one when I couldn't make it work.
Yeah, because rethread it.
I did.
Straight needle, bobbin incorrectly. Bobbin's probably the thing that's going to be messed up the easiest, because you put it in, you think you have it right, you start to sew, nope, flip it the other way, nope, I had it right the right first.
Yep. And honestly, also probably I was using really cheap thread, and that was because at one point it strips.
That does make a difference. Cheap threads do just make your life more difficult. So sometimes you're sewing and it's like, is it me, or is it the sewing machine I'm working with? Is it the thread that I'm working with, or is it the fabric? And sometimes, like, older sewing machines aren't made for modern fabric, so it really is just this fabric and this machine just do not mesh together.
Yep.
So modern sewing machines are amazing, and I appreciate new sewing machines, but...
Yeah, and I literally ran into that with the Kenmore, which I'm so happy with. But no, it didn't like spandex much at all.
No,
of course, it's probably wrong needle, but it didn't. Yeah, it didn't do the modern.
But it's a thing. Sometimes it's like, is it me? No, it's not you. It is. You are using a modern fabric in an old sewing machine, and they are just not going to go well together. This is just. It is the struggle. Good luck.
Good luck.
Yeah. Okay, what's in the box? Sorry.
What's in the box? So this came from Jerry Can Cosplay. It was shipped for the benefit of Cosplay Repair, which is going to be coming up first weekend of the new year. I do not know what it is. It's it's one of those things. Watch it be another sewing machine.
It's a cake. Everything's a cake.
Everything's a cake.
Ooh, woo. What? Professional sewing box.
Professional sewing boutique, I think it says.
Boutique.
Osterox? Okay.
Is that an F or R?
That is...
An R.
That's an R.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the F should be lower.
Yeah. Also rocks. It's
also
shiny.
Rocks. It's very shiny.
Camera 2?
Yeah, can we get it on?
Shiny.
Yeah, it's probably out of focus. It's a little...
Camera 3?
Yeah, try 3. Also rocks. Very shiny.
Fancy.
So what's inside the box?
What's inside the box?
Oh, it's not a flip up. It's one of those guys.
A handheld sewing machine.
Oh, Handy Stitch.
I was just talking about one of those.
Okay.
So, you know the tops
And
of
all
dog
sorts of
food
stuff.
containers or the rice bags? You know those loopy stitches
Yeah.
that you can pull out?
Right. Okay. Yeah.
That's what kind of stitching these sewing machines do.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
So it does that stab and loop stitching.
Oh, it came with scissors.
Ooh, that's awesome.
Came with metal scissors.
See, it's the stab, loop, stab, loop, stab, loop. So it's the dog food topper.
Yeah, okay.
Does that make sense?
It does to me.
That's,
Oh, yeah, those feel decent. I mean, I'm sure they're...
see, the loops on the bottom.
Oops, you're fishing for Bruno right now.
He is so used to this that it doesn't even faze him. But see how it's looped on this side?
Okay.
And it's a straight stitch on this side?
Okay, yeah,
That's
I
what
do.
the type of stitching these sewing machines do. Let's
And so
go
this is something
camera
that
2.
can be done while somebody's still... Do I need to save this part? I don't think so.
Oops. Let me... No, they can't see because it's blown out on the white. They can't see the loops.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, because that's the straight stitches, and then there's the loopy
They might
side.
see better. I think our camera's a little lighter than what it really is, but still.
Yeah, there's the loop side, and then there's the stitch side. The
Okay.
straight stitch.
What's funny is it looks like a stapler.
Yeah, it basically is. It's stabbing
Okay.
through. It's really good for,
Ooh.
that's the tension.
Yeah,
Or
but...
It popped off because it all fell. Where did it go?
Was that hit the floor too? Great, parts on the floor.
That's the bobbin goes right there.
That's where the bobbin goes. Okay, so it's supposed to go here.
Did I drop more? But yes, right here.
Oh, good. I'm glad you see it. I haven't stepped on it and broke it yet.
Right. Ooh, it's toasty down here.
Okay. And so it's only it is only sewing off of a bobbin.
Yes, it's just one needle,
One needle, one thread.
one thread.
Oh, okay. I get the tension on it. All right.
So,
DC 6 volt. Okay.
hold on, let's just roll that back up so that...
I'll let you.
I know there's a faster way to do it, but you can just hand roll
Whatever.
the bobbin. Yeah.
Hey, look, a pin cushion that isn't a magnetic bowl where you're going to kill yourself.
I prefer the magnetic bowls where they're dangerous.
Fair enough.
I love the danger. So when you have these ones, especially
I
the
like
kind
these
that go
types
on your
of-
wrist, you need to have a
like.
hard back because otherwise the pins stab through. And ask me how I know. No, those are thread nippers.
Yeah, but okay, now they're working. They didn't want to move it first.
Gotta break them in.
Apparently. I was going to be, I'm excited about this type, and I went, oh, I'm not excited about this. It's not working. You got thimbles and
Bits and bobs.
all sorts of bits and bobs. Look at all the cheap thread.
So what are we talking about cheap thread? Honestly, if out of the fabric and the thread of the two that you prefer to rip, I'd rather the thread rip than the fabric because the stitches popping is way easier of a repair than the fabric shredding.
I was just calling it cheap thread because of how often I've seen the threads, for lack of a better word, delaminate and tear apart as it's feeding through the machine before it even gets to my project.
That's why you want the not cheap threads. It's not necessarily because you want them to be better performing. It's that you want them to not destroy or deteriorate your sewing machine and equipment. Because the cheaper threads, like you say, delaminate. They add a lot of the
fuzz,
lint that gets in your machine that you have to clean out.
That's the problem with
And
Kenmore.
it clogs everything and it gets stuck in your needle eyes. And a lot of the issues that you deal with can be solved by not using crappy thread.
Cool.
But do you have batteries? Because this takes 4. Oh, it has one of those things?
It has
An adapter?
yeah.
Yeah.
So no, I do not. Not that I'm aware. I mean, I can go get batteries. It's a shorter walk on hot water, but not by much.
So where? Oh, there it is. It has labels.
And then you've got a 2-foot cord.
Well, depends on where you're going. Let's see.
Yeah, it's coming right apart. Okay.
I have had these before. I'm not a big fan. I treat them like...
Okay.
They've lasted about as long as that has for me.
Sure.
But the concept I love.
Okay, so this, in terms of cosplay repair, this could work as an immediate fix for something while someone's still wearing it? No. Okay.
You'd think.
You
But a
think?
safety pin would be a better solution because you see how I just pulled that and it started coming immediately?
Immediately, yeah.
You really have to backstitch a couple times to lock your stitches in place.
What's funny is I didn't know that was the trigger and I managed to do it.
Yeah. It's not the worst.
No.
No.
That's interesting.
A literal needle and thread would be an easier solution for me.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
But, thank you, Jerry. This
I
is
genuinely
cool.
appreciate it and I like it and it's a fun toy and I would totally play with it.
And it's totally going to go to cosplay repair, that's for sure.
Yeah. But ultimately, a needle and thread I would go to before I go to these handheld machines because I've even had a non-electric one where it's like a stapler where you physically just open and close it and you just punch. And it does exactly the same thing. And I love it. And it was from the 70s in yellow and that cool plastic.
That cool brittle plastic you can't glue.
Tape, a piece of cellophane. Anyways, I love playing with them, but I've never actually completed a practical project using one of these because it's the loop and stitch. They just rip out so easily. And a needle and thread is a very versatile tool.
Yes.
Like, it is extremely versatile. Like, yes, sewing machines save you time, but you can get in and do things with a needle and thread that you cannot do with a sewing machine.
Okay.
And that's the thing that you probably want the needle and thread to replace, but the needle and thread would be a better solution than that is why they use it for closing dog food containers and rice things, and it has a function, it has a purpose, it is a great tool. But I've never made a costume out of it because it's just a pain in the butt. These are cool thimbles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's neat. It's definitely going to be useful to have a lot of different weird colors because and we got more hand sewing needles, more threaded bobbins. This is great. The amount of sewing that cosplay repair ends up being is
a lot of problems can be solved with a needle and thread or a safety pin. Safety pins. How many do you go through? How many people's problems can you solve by just going down the line? Do you need a safety pin? You need a safety pin?
We're going to be doing that.
Safety pin?
We're going to be doing that.
And then, after safety pins, hot glue. Can I hot glue it?
Do you need super glue?
Super glue or hot glue? Super glue or hot glue? Super glue or hot glue?
No, it was awesome this last time because Dan Does Junk did exactly that. He ended up taking a little box with, I think he might even have a hot glue gun, but hot glue gun, hot glue gun, safety pins, bobby pins, and would just walk down the line and would help people, and they'd get out of line because everyone's being really polite.
Only thing I'd add to that list is top stick.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of the problems can be solved with a little double stick tape.
Okay. Now is top stick different from the fashion tape, the toupee tape that we got?
That is the name brand of the toupee tape.
Oh, okay.
It's called Top Stick.
Gotcha.
Top Stick is a toupee tape that helps stick hair to a sweaty, bald surface. Okay. And it holds all day and can be replaced and repositionable, so it is an amazing tape to use on your face, on your skin, on those fake eyebrows, on those masks that you want to hold in place, on things that are hanging from your ear. Like, there's so many different things in cosplay where you need things to be stuck to your skin. And that gum, whatever.
Spirit gum,
that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I will admit, be the first person who says I don't like it, and I've used it. It's not my thing. I'd rather use sticky tape. Top Stick, since I found it, I have not used spirit gum.
The few times that I was playing around with trying to do prosthetic makeup and latex and things glued to me, spirit gum was once, and then I went down and bought medical adhesive for like colostomy bags, and that actually stuck and stayed. No, it's okay. It is.
No, we use Duo for eyelashes.
Yeah, Duo. Bard, B-A-R-D, which was a latex-based medical adhesive. This is previous to Prozaid.
Yeah. No, I know. And yet, I choose Top Stick because it is the easiest cleanup, doesn't irritate skin, not really like...
Yep.
Just as somebody who's had to do a lot of... I get really annoyed of wigs. They're itchy. They're hot. They're annoying. Beards can be hot and itchy and annoying. Prosthetics can be hot, itchy, and annoying. And if I can make it as comfortable as possible... I'm going to. Okay. Granted, I get told that as the costumer, I'm evil for choosing these outfits that are so uncomfortable. Like, how dare you be able to see? Not that character can't see. Are you kidding? They only have this.
Right. Or, we wrote a script about birds. Why are the costumes hot? Because it's fur and feathers.
Yes.
Yes.
I know. I can be so cold sometimes. Like, I have no empathy. Just figure it out.
What you wrote, guys. Deal.
But, I got off on a tangent.
Oh, that's fine. So, I'm really excited about the upcoming cosplay repair. The fact that I've got three or four different... Yeah, boxes are cool. 3 or 4 different people who are invested in showing up and helping out, which I appreciate a lot. You are, of course, welcome.
Thank you.
I do cosplay repair at SAC Anime. That's my hometown con. The one coming up is going to be, I think, the first weekend in January. Pretty much the first weekend of the year, I think. And yeah, we'll be upstairs, the same place we always are. And I've already been talking about. Usually the booth is, hey, look at the Odin Makes stuff, and here's some cosplay repair. I think it's going to become more 50-50 because cosplay repair is way more important, and getting to be known for it. So and the con supports it, and Ryobi's willing to support it. Part. Yeah.
That's what I did at the costume shop.
Right.
It's like, let me solve this issue.
Yep. What are you doing? Oh, okay. What are you doing?
Let me go grab a safety pin. Let me get a safety pin. Let me go get a safety pin. Let me set a safety pin.
Right.
Why do you think I want that hot glue gun? The little handle.
Safety pin.
Right?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, those little bits and bobs. Sometimes you glue them to a pin, and then you put it where it needs to be, and it's solved.
Yeah. Yeah, we did that. Yeah. How do I fix this? I'll just do this.
Yep. So, safety pins, Top Stick, hot glue. Cosplay repair kit. That's why I want that tiny hot glue gun.
Right. Fair enough. Honestly, I bring way more than we need because it's fun. I like tools, so it's fun to bring all the tools.
The right tool for the job makes it significantly easier. So yes, the right tools and having a place for it. But as a costumer, I have brought kits depending on the issues.
You could probably do a cosplay repair this size and be just fine.
Yeah, and still be able to help everyone's issues. Because you have to do it on set, and you have 5 minutes.
Yep.
We need this shot. Why didn't you bring 2?
Because I blew the whole budget on 1. Because you gave me a budget of $50.
You have no idea what I'm talking about.
Nope, not even a little bit. No clue.
Yes, so, but yes, the kits. What do you bring? Especially if you're going to a con that doesn't necessarily have a cosplay repair.
Right.
What do you put back in your purse? Top sticks, safety pins, needle and thread.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And of course, for those of us who use foam, super glue.
If you can get one of those hot glue pens, that's my new favorite thing that I want for Christmas. Santa Claus. No.
Santa Claus.
I am Santa Claus now.
Yeah. No. So I brought one other thing.
Ooh, that's awesome.
Yes. I finally broke out and started playing with my X-Tool P2 laser. Still swear this is not a sponsored video. He's just sniffing. Making sure the dog isn't watering the door.
Right, he's sniffing.
Total distraction there. Sorry, guys. It's a CO2 style laser. So all the lasers that you and I have played with so far have been a diode laser, which is basically the high-tech version of the cat toy diode, right? A CO2 laser is actually a large glass tube laser. The laser itself, element is like 24 inches long.
So it's not the teeny tiny?
No. And in order to get the laser to the head, it's using refracting mirrors because it's generating and then, Science! That's what lasers are really good at.
Here. He found a spot. I'm going to make sure he doesn't mark it.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
That's fine. So the big benefit of a CO2 laser over a diode laser is that it's able to cut and do more stuff. At the same time, it has restrictions that the diode doesn't. The diode is open architecture, so you can just set it on top of something and cut it out. And apparently the diode lasers are much better at marking metals, using the marking sprays and marking compounds. The diode laser is better at doing the metal etching. However, everything else the CO2 laser does better. And one of the fun things is it cuts acrylics. The diode does, but the CO2 can cut transparent acrylic, clear, right? I don't have clear with me, but one of the first things I really wanted to do was play around and make,
Camera 2?
Yeah, should just be cut. So this is, I put these silly little things on so I can set it down. But, yeah, it's just a piece of 1/8 inch acrylic that I cut up in...
Well, you have to make it look like it's moving in space now.
Totally the wrong noise. Yeah, what's fun is I was trying to dial in the laser to cut it thick enough that these things are friction fit together, which that was tricky because each sheet of acrylic is slightly different. So what ended up happening is while trying to work on this one, I cut a few of them. And some of these, that one got super glued. Some of these are really loose the way they fit together, and that was not at all what I wanted. I don't know how well you can see that because that's really tiny, but once I finally dialed in the thickness that I needed to use a new sheet of plastic, which was ever so slightly thicker because paper-backed acrylics are cast. They're and the clear plastic ones are extruded, so they cut differently. And ideally, you only use the paper-backed ones. The clear ones, since they're extruded, they can change their shape while you're cutting them. I ended up breaking
things you don't know till you know, and
yeah.
then you know, and you're like,
oh, is that what I did wrong? So when I put this all together, there's too much friction, and I broke the upper and lower portion of the primary hull, sticking it together. But the rest of it is still just friction fit together, and yeah. So that was fun, and just the fact that, the edges aren't burnt.
Yes, because it's white, and it's not toasted marshmallows.
No, it's not toasted marshmallows. The white acrylic would not cut easily with a diode at all. Is it possible? Yes. It's not easy. This was easy. So, super excited by it. Started making other, hey, the Glago laser cutter, I'm going to make a box. Yeah, but, I'm starting to make boxes. Totally want to do some more projects with it. One of the big things I want to do, especially before SAC Anime, is actually make the E5 blaster for the Battle Droid.
Oh.
That was,
I was thinking, are you going to make keychains? Odin Makes keychains.
Well, that'd be fun, too.
Before the thing. I was like, oh, that sounds...
Yeah,
I'm
no,
making
totally.
Up these projects for you to do now.
No, but actually do a prop and actually do a video for it, because there's a guy who 3D printed his own Battle Droid at life size, but the 3D printed E5 blaster, that's fine, all the ship parts, all the extra...
I assumed you threw it on the ground, that it wasn't that big of a deal.
No.
If you weren't worried about losing
I'm
them
not
to
too
this
worried about
floor.
it. No. Even this one, which has been repaired, his 3D printed E5 blaster is too heavy for his 3D printed Battle Droid to hold. So I'm looking at making him a foam one that the Battle Droid can actually hold. So, yeah. And that should be fun. And yeah, that's enjoyable to me. So I'm going to take a pool noodle and do the plywood cutout and make a blaster. So that's an upcoming project that I really want to do, and I get to play with the laser doing, and I'm excited to have everything all set up.
Can you plasti dip pool noodles?
Yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't deteriorate the...
No,
it doesn't eat the styrofoam?
It doesn't eat the styrofoam because it's a different type of foam.
Okay, that's what I was wondering, because I was working on a project, and I was like, this is a question for Odin, and then I never called you. I was like, can you plasti dip pool noodles?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can? Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to cover mine with foam. Cover it with an EVA foam to give it a smoother finish. Uh-huh. But the fact that I can put contact adhesive onto pool noodle and it doesn't melt it means plasti dip won't melt it.
Okay, that's good to know.
So yeah, looking forward to doing that.
Yeah.
That's all right. Go ahead. We can catch up on comments.
Oh, no, we skipped so... I'm sorry, guys.
No. We've been talking for, almost 45 minutes without looking at comments at all. Sorry, guys.
A says the the laser cutting width you are referring to is called the kerf, I do believe.
Yes. So I was dealing with the kerf. And not only that, but I actually had to set the spaces, right? And it's like, oh yeah, this is a 3mm acrylic, so I start setting everything in 3mm. No, it's not. It's 2.8mm acrylic. And then the kerf of the laser. So all that was competing with me.
No,
and
I
then
get
finally making those as a test piece where I would cut out 2 of them and see how well they would fit together.
I completely get it. Like, when you're trying to figure out the patterns for fabric, and a 4-way stretch versus a 2-way stretch, because you can get away with different numbers, and it changes all your math. Do you need this for the seam allowances? Do you have this? Yeah, no, I get it.
You get it.
This one's nice and thick. This one's very thin, and this one just is it's thin over here, but thick over there.
Yep.
I get it. I get it.
And the newest fun thing is, which was awesome, they sent me a air filter with it. So it's a big, huge
Oh, so you didn't have to go
blower.
buy a fish tank air filter?
Right, well, no. And it's not even the air assist. It has built-in air assist, where it's blowing air through where the laser's coming out. The air filter is a secondary, like, high-tech shop vac coming out of the back of it.
So you're not breathing the fumes? Oh my gosh, look at them thinking of us as humans and not just robot extensions.
It took 4 days to clog up the filter. It only lasted 4 days.
And that's what we were talking about when I was talking about filter upgrades.
Yeah, and that's the filter upgrades, because I'm like, oh, this is all. It's belching smoke out of the machine now. I mean, I'm also using cheaper plywood that probably has extra creosote or something in it, so it's belching a lot of smoke out of the machine. And this is not what I want. And so I go and look at the filter. No, God, it's coffee brown instead of white. And now, all right, well, how much is a replacement filter? The filter set was like $140. It's like, this isn't for 4 days? No! So I'm looking at how I can go get some other
pre-filtering,
pre-filter
clean filters.
Because it's just the
membrane,
upper piece that I really need to switch. Because it's a multi-layer thing of filters where most of them look like the filters that are either in a shop vac or in a car, where it's got the up and down membrane, right? Yeah. But the topmost piece is a matted weave of like felt, right? And that's the thing that is this color or darker instead of being white.
Yeah.
And if I can just replace that, and not quite, if I can just replace that part, I think it'll help out, because the rest of the filter looks good.
Yeah, no, we were talking earlier, and I was looking into upgrading my shop vac and getting a pre-filter, because they sell those things that you put on the top of like a 5-gallon bucket, and it catches all the dirt before it even gets to your vacuum, so then it doesn't even clog your
And you talking about, it was a filter bag? What was that you're talking about?
They have for pool filters, these they look like nylons or stockings that you can slide over the filters.
Okay.
And so it makes it easier to clean the filters, and they put those on the shop vac so that when you had to take the dust off from the sawdust and stuff, it just came off with in the sock.
Okay.
So in the nylon, and they peeled it off, and it was an easier clean. And I was like, that makes so much sense. I need one of those for my pool filter,
right?
And for my shop vac now.
Well, I ended up towards the end of the filter's life, not even wanting to look into it. It's only been 4 days. Why would it be filled up? I'm seeing smoke come out of the exhaust of this bottom thing, so I literally put a sock over it, which helped for a little while.
It's a filter.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense to me. Yes. Yeah. Missed so many of these. Sorry, people.
Yeah, we've missed so many comments. I'm definitely sorry. Hopefully it didn't bother you that we just kind of went off.
Well, Gotalope says, hey, Odin and Ish. Hello, Gotalope.
Hello, Gotalope.
DJ Stumping, my sewing machine is a Brother LS14. Very basic without sounding sexist. As a guy just learning, it's doing a turn until I decide I can afford an upgrade and work all the things it does. Yeah, a good basic Brother. Those things are easy peasy.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say anything bad against them.
Nope.
And as a beginning sewer, no matter the gender, I say go for the best that you can afford, and if you can get a computerized sewing machine, that is the first upgrade that I would go for, because just turning it off and on again and getting back to the straight stitch is monumental. Because you come to sit down at a sewing machine and it's set for a blind hem, and you're like, what is going on? I have to reset everything. It's not very beginner intuitive, I'm just saying.
Yeah. And sewing is there's nothing gender about it. It's just another form of making. So.
Yep, it's just making. It's the right tool for the right. It's just combining fabrics. go to Lope. I surprised my daughter that I knew how to operate a sewing machine. I'm not an expert, but I learned in high school and remember a bit having to use it here and there since. And now for cosplay. Yeah, it's a tool. It's just like a saw or a glue gun or, you know, it's a tool to help me do the thing that I need it to do.
Right. Having fun. Anyway, I have built so many Enterprise models, this just became I know what I want to do first.
Yeah. The Adventures of Alex Stoner. Hey, Odin, how are you doing?
Hello, Alex Stoner.
And Ace says, sounds like a new challenge for you, Felicia. Make a costume with it.
Yep, there you go. Hey, you made costumes, you made outfits out of trash.
Oh, yeah, all the time. All the time.
Well, you did a whole line of specific
garbage bag clothing in general. I made a 1700s ball gown out of plastic bags.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could make something with that sewing machine. Do I want to go through that headache?
Probably not.
Kind of. Because I'm like, I love a good challenge and I hate myself apparently, but not that badly.
You sure?
We'll see. We'll see.
There. Totally disrespected everyone in the building and just started plastic dipping these last parts.
Toby doesn't care.
Oh,
he's over here. Odin, do you know why super glue turns white on the outside when it dries? Because I make the 10th Doctor sonic screwdriver with clay and I was gluing it with super glue and it ruined the paint. Didn't you warn people about that earlier?
I don't know exactly. It's a chemical reaction. It's probably reacting to something else, or it has to do with the fumes that it's putting out, the same ones that'll burn you. Specifically, no. But I know exactly the pain you're talking about, and it's why I would never want to recommend super glue for putting in any like transparent lenses or anything clear, because of how often it'll fog up clear plastics.
Yeah. What would you recommend instead?
White glue, actually. Hot glue, like a dot of hot glue to hold it in place, and then just Elmer's glue or wood glue will totally hold a clear plastic in place, or silicone.
Or an epoxy?
Yeah, epoxy should be okay.
Yeah.
All those should be just fine.
Yeah.
But all of those take time to set up, and so if you do a couple of dots of hot glue, that'll take less time to set up, and then you'll have the ability to move it around while the rest of your glue is drying.
Yeah. Danda's Junk says, don't forget various sizes of alligator clips. I'm thinking that as cosplay repair.
Yes.
But what would you use the alligator clips for?
Another variation of a safety pin.
Just pinch it versus pin it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose. I don't think alligator clips at all.
I could see.
I can see them.
And it depends what you want to classify as an alligator clip. I mean, it's a spring clamp, basically, right? So.
Yeah, you just pinch it together.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Don't touch those.
No, I appreciate. No, I'm just going like, ooh, should I add this to my kit? You know what I mean?
Possibly, yeah.
Okay. Danda's Junk says, I might bring my rolling toolbox this time. Not sure if anything will be needed, but more tools, always better.
Yep.
I just bring my sewing machine just because I was volunteering it for tribute. But since you got so many things, I probably won't even bother this time.
Right.
Because it's just already packed away.
Well, I'll be honest, if it turns out that I can't afford to get one, I might ask if I can borrow yours.
Okay, no worries. Like I said,
I touched it.
Ooh, I'm telling.
I'm gonna die.
Ace says, if I was at the con in costume and had to and you had the cosplay repair booth, I'd break something for you to repair just to have something you worked on.
It's probably happened.
Many of people just finished their cosplay. They came in and it's like, this part just didn't happen last night, the 4 a.m. before the con.
Yep. Heard that story.
Yep, poor lady. Here, let me just, I got you.
Yeah. I just finished this last night, but I knew you guys are going to be here to help me solve this one problem. It's like, yeah, we got you.
I got you. Ace says, ooh, I'm drooling already. Can't wait to see what you do with the CO2.
Yeah. Looking forward to it. Yeah, of course, the first things I want to do is more foam stuff. But the fact that I can do acrylic, which I even kind of forgot about it. I was sort of trying to save for it. There's all the little lenses and the lights that go on top of the Neutrona wand and all the little display. we can cut them all now. I can go get transparent red plastic, and we got it around instead of doing what he had to do with silicone and making his stuff.
I remember that because we saw how he did it, but then you're like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
No, so yeah, we can just cut the lenses and what I mean by a lens is the wrong term. The windows, the things that go over to the displays, the red windows that are in the cyclotron, instead of using the PVC film, could have done it with acrylic, right? But whatever,
it's what
PVC film's fine. Yeah.
It's what's easily available.
Yep.
And accessible.
So.
Yeah, and if it's free, it's even better.
Yeah, so definitely looking forward to it. This was the first prototype where I realized even the box is what I'm touching, not the things, but this box. I was working on making, like I got the little drawer things here, right? Little boxes I put stuff in that's in a under the table. I'm doing that to my computer desk, but I'm actually making a little slider that it slides into, and I'm looking at making a foam lining so all the things just fit. So I
like that you make boxes for things. Like that one time you made me a giant syringe for a creepy video that we were working on. And you didn't just give me the creepy syringe. You gave it to me in a foam box, like custom look. It was like, whoa! When I pulled it out, like, what is this?
What is this? Why do I have this? Yeah.
It is amazingness, and I still have it somewhere.
Oh, that's good.
Right?
Right. Well, the syringe is here. You probably still have the box. You brought the syringe back, so it's actually...
Yeah, no, I know. It still exists.
Yeah.
But that's right here.
Yeah. So, yeah, what I'm doing is I'll post it to the Discord later when I get it done, or when I get closer to it being done. I've changed the box, so I'm actually using the right thickness of material. Again, I made a guess and I was wrong. One of the things I did is go out and buy a pair of home calipers. So I got a set here, but those aren't always convenient where I'm working. So now I've got a set at home too.
Yeah. No, I definitely appreciate a pair of calipers. Like they just make manufacturing so much easier.
This is a 10-inch box, which is actually about 9.5 on the inside. What I'm looking at doing now is making a 12-inch box. It'll probably still be 10 inches wide, but 12 inches long because this is not long enough for scissors to comfortably sit in.
Yep. I get it. You don't know till you know, and then you know, and then you can't. I know.
But I've got a whole bunch of like card readers and the SD cards and the USB drives that just live on my desk because they don't go it. So I'm probably going to end up putting them into this where they can then come out to travel for shooting, and then when they get done, they can go back. And that's something else I'm looking at doing. Yeah. Anyway.
No, makes sense.
That's the goofy things I'm playing with. That and helping Shop Gremlin make housings for the 3D printers. So I think that's actually the plan for the rest of the day today is get another housing built for the Sharp 3D printer, the one that I threw the box down for.
Awesome.
Yep. Which is 2:00. Probably need to go start doing that.
Yeah, it's time to start winding down, but fun problems, right? We got everything weeded.
We
weeded the Proton Pack.
We did, which took a little while, almost till 1:00. We peeled. So finally got all the Proton Pack sealed and painted up and dealt with. Now we can actually start weather painting it and
bells and whistling.
Starting to put bells and whistles on it. Now when we start attaching switches and things to it, they can stay.
Yes. And we can start weathering, and we can probably get painting.
Probably. Yeah, and there's there's other pieces that need to go on it. So I really need to look at what needs to go on it. But
we get to move forward now because we've always been in this hold on.
Yeah.
And now we did one of the big milestones that was holding us back, and now it's like, oh shoot, now it's time to do all these other things that we were holding off on.
And yeah, I mean, that feels really rigid.
Rigid, yeah. That's what I was saying. Like you can really tell in this box that it's like...
Yeah.
Like this would have been squishable, like really like a soft foam, and now it's like a solid, rigid block.
Yeah. So for those of you that are concerned about it being squishy, it's not. The main pack is still flexible where it's just a single layer of foam. And
it would just be like that anyways, even if you had a piece of wood. A piece of wood would be very rigid, but still would bend in that same weight because of the way the weight is dispersed on a thin piece.
So we can either make the back plates out of MDF wood
or we were talking styrene? Sintra.
Yeah, Sintra can work. Sintra's going to be a lot lighter weight. The thing is, Sintra's made from PVC, which is polyvinyl carbonate, and you can't put the vinyls, the PVCs, through a laser, so I can't laser cut it. But, we can cut it with a bandsaw and a scroll saw easily enough, so it really doesn't matter.
Bernie Davis saying, putting on those Moby stickers I recommended.
Yep. Oh, I got those. They're in the other box. We've got the stickers. Just need to get the electronics again, which I'll need to look up. You guys sent me some really good information in the past. I need to look them up again. Need to order the ribbon cable. All this stuff it needs to happen. And not against 3D printing one, but I don't necessarily want to do that first. There's other 3D print stuff I'd rather have happen first. Like we've got a Mingda Magician Pro, which has got a 400 millimeter, which is almost 16 inches. It's like 15 something inches cube space that it can print in. Right. That means if we were to 3D scan Felicia, you should be able to fit on the printer.
I like this.
Yeah. So, which we have. Shop Gremlin purchased a 3D scanning wand that is meant for body size scanning, and haven't played with it yet. Still want to.
Make a dress form based off of that because
probably
I want to try that now.
Okay, probably
add to my collection.
Add to the collection. Here's me. Yes.
No, seriously, I really do. And then I also want to do a half scale.
That'd be cool.
Because I really do like working in half scales.
Okay.
And I want a half scale dress form, and I know how to do it. I just haven't.
So, Shop Gremlin, I think you're watching. I want to play with the 3D scanner. Can we do that soon, please? Anyway.
Do they know how to have they figured it out? Because
last time we're breaking out and looking at it, and the battery wasn't charged at all, and oh God, has it got a horribly slow charging cycle for that battery. It runs off an 18650 within its own custom housing, plugged in with a micro USB, right? Fine, but after an hour and a half, you go back and look at it, and it's gone up 1 pip out of 4. Are you kidding me? Yeah. It's probably better for the battery, but not for my patience.
Raccoon Boy says it's my birthday next week, and I'm turning 13. Yay!
Sweet! Happy birthday, Raccoon Boy. We're not going to be here next week for the first time in 4 or 5 weeks. I get a Sunday off. We won't be here next week, but if you're willing, coming back in 2 weeks, which might be that holiday weekend for us in the U.S.
I have one of these things.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
So it would be the 26th. So it would be the weekend after.
So it is that. So
weekend after Thanksgiving.
Weekend after Thanksgiving. Do you have interest in doing a live stream on the weekend after Thanksgiving?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. Didn't know if you had plans. I didn't want to immediately.
Yeah.
And it's possible that Jerry Can Cosplay and Skylin and Jared will all be in town as well.
So it'll be a party?
So we might have a party.
Oh, fun. Maybe we can put them to work.
That could be fun. But he's the one that purchased this stuff. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So we can play.
Yeah.
Have some fun.
So we might have some guests in the studio in 2 weeks. Yeah. So 2 weeks, we will be back with another live stream. Continuing on with our...
we're making progress, people! Yes. It's been years, and we're making progress! It's all creature casted, and it's weeded, and now it's time to actually put it together and paint it and distress it, destroy it, and just kick it a little bit, make it look used and abused.
Got to drag down those Alice packs and look at how to use these snap connectors to connect the Alice packs together.
And these things are my new favorite thing.
Yep.
I am absolutely loving the spring-loaded shooting action that these provide. These are my favorite thing. Okay. So.
Yeah. Works extremely well. Thank you all very much for hanging out with us this afternoon. We greatly appreciate it. Live streams are fun because we get to talk and interact with all of you. The brain teasers you give us with, hey, how does this work, is actually one of the things that keeps me wanting to do this.
Yeah.
So thank you all very much for participating and writing in.
And if you guys are available Tuesday, I have been doing a live stream on my channel, Behind the Scenes Fashions, where I have been dissecting a suit. I've been ripping it seam by seam, and we're talking about the parts and pieces and
very cool.
Figuring out what goes into making a suit. We've done the tie, we've done the shirt. Next week we're doing vests.
Oh, okay.
And then probably the week after that we're going to do the pants. And
awesome.
It's been really fun. And so if you're not doing anything at Tuesdays, around 3 o'clock-ish, it's been 3:15, 3:30, so this 3 o'clock-ish on Tuesdays until
California
we've ripped
time.
Yeah. We've ripped apart a suit and we're ripping it all the way to shreds. And
nice.
So...
And there is a link to Felicia's YouTube channel in the description of this live stream, so it should be easy to get a hold of. Last time we checked, that link still worked, because I know I typed it in wrong once.
Yes. Yeah. And you can ask me any questions that you want. I might not know the answers, but I'll let you know if I don't.
I think it's awesome you got your own live streams going.
Yeah, I'm trying.
No, it's good. It's good. It's not easy. For those of you who don't know, it is not easy to put yourself out here and then talk to a camera for 2 hours. It takes a bit. It takes some nerve and it takes some guts to do it. So I'm very happy that you've got the confidence to do it. That's very cool.
Thank you. I appreciate that, and I've been having fun.
Good.
And I like ripping things apart when I didn't have to sew them together.
Yes.
There's a big difference between the things you've made and the things you haven't made, but you have to appreciate the skill and the effort.
Oh yeah.
And things get very simply complicated. And
in a hurry.
Yeah. Like we were talking about the side that buttons go on. If you put the buttons on the wrong side, it will just mess with people and they will not know why. Their life is just difficult all of a sudden.
Yep.
It's like trying to write your name with your left hand or your non-dominant hand.
So for any of you watching that aren't aware of this, women's clothing and men's clothing, the buttons are actually done
on
differently.
Opposite sides.
Yeah.
Yeah, some people say it's because whether you dress yourself or get dressed, but
it's tradition at this point, basically, is what it boils down to.
Yeah, but also if you change it on somebody, they won't know why. They can't figure it out. And it's just like you handed somebody something in their left hand to write their name, and it just doesn't work. You put the buttons on the wrong side.
I remember I had a friend that bought a pair of the 511 tactical pants. She got them because it's tactical pants, and this is cool, and this is what I want for what I'm going to go and do. And they were cut to fit a woman, right? So great, these things go on. Buttoned for a man. Because it was made by the tactical company. So it was like this, what the hell? It didn't,
Something I witnessed a lot in the costume shop, which I thought was funny, because one of my sewing teachers told me, like, watch guys, if you put the buttons on the wrong side, they won't be able to button their shirts. And at the costume shop, I've seen a lot of men having to wear a different gendered shirt because costumes, like a lot of the 70s shirts and stuff like that, we get into colored stuff. And I would watch and I would see people struggle. And I just thought it was funny, but I realized, oh yeah, no, I struggle with that all the time with the left or the right. But it's...
My original Beetlejuice costume I made for myself by purchasing from thrift stores. I found a woman's blazer that was the right white and the right cut for making the striped Beetlejuice shirt. But of course the button was the other way, and it's like, huh? And that's when I learned.
Yeah. You don't know, and then you know, and you can't unknow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little things. It's just... So those are the kind of things that we're getting into when we're ripping things apart. And
cool.
It's been fun, but we've totally dragged this on for like...
We did. Anything fun? I see a bunch of hands. I assume they're Vulcan. I don't know if they are or not. Squint. Yeah, they are. Who's got the Vulcan symbol?
Raccoon Boy. Okay, bye, ladies and gentlemen.
Bye, Raccoon Boy.
I'm just going back up to see if there's anything.
If anybody happened to super chat while we were chatting away and we totally missed it, sorry. Appreciate it if it happened.
No.
Okay,
I don't
good.
see anything.
So I'd hate to not acknowledge it. And also, all of you, thank you for putting up with monetization commercials that pop up. I know those are annoying, but it's a necessary evil. I'm loving hearing
what you guys are getting.
Yeah, that's fun.
Bernie Davis just got Dude Wipes advert. Wipe your butt.
Yep, Dude Wipes. One wipe, Charlie. Peppermint.
That's one of my favorite insults. You look like a B+ butt wiper at best.
I love that.
That is my favorite insult. You look like a B+ butt wiper at best. Okay,
So with that, we'll be back in 2 weeks. The next live stream is going to be about the proper etiquette for butt wiping, and the new Ryobi butt wipe flap wheel. And
it'll be in a bidet or two. No.
Yeah, it'll just be in a bidet or two. There's an old there's an old video joke. I don't know from where I only ever saw it on YouTube. It was for Sandy toilet paper. It's true Australian 80 grit toilet paper. Anyway, it's a lot of fun if you go do a quick Google on that. Because it comes with extra spicy with hot sauce on it.
My friend back when we were teenagers, her parents bought this brand of toilet paper called Back to Nature.
Oh, God.
She was kind of describing it like that. She's like, there's bits of things in it. It's like sandpaper.
Right?
Bits of nature. Back to nature. It's really clean.
Oh, I got to go and so you get the pit toilets, right? The campground style toilets. So you got the cinder block house with a door and the plastic chair that's basically a bottomless bucket, and it just falls in the bottom and it has the vent out the back. All I could think of is that X-Files episode with the leech guy, because he gets out of the sewer and then finally finds one of those and crawls into it. So the episode ends with the camera panning into the toilet I was in, and then it kind of looks down into the toilet, and then it dissolves into this reveal of Leech Boy looking up with his sucker, That
is one of my fears of using those toilets, of something grabbing.
Right.
Like something, it's a genuine fear since I was a kid.
And it's one of those times where this week, I was the only one in the campground. It's like, yeah, I'm not sitting on that. Yeah.
That's okay. Now I'm like, did Odin shit in the woods? Okay, we probably should go now. We've taken a dive.
It's all good. Thank you all very much. 2 weeks, the 26th, we will be back right here with another live stream. Thank you all.
Bye. Okay. Only 15 minutes over.
That's fine.